What's up, everybody? Let's Talk Jets Radio. Awoken in the middle of the night by Jay Coppell and my dad. I was literally asleep for about 30 seconds. I get the text. Jets have hired Robert Saleh as their head coach. What a great fucking night to be a Jet fan. We're still trying to wake up Tyson to get him in here. But Jay, how are you feeling about this hire?
Well, since Tyson's asleep, I'm going to drop the old Mr. Prime Time on
you. You know what?
Can you crack?
Cheers to Saleh, bro. Let's go.
Cheers to the man. Let's go, man. Look, finally, I jumped on the old NYSF Mag Twitter tonight. I had to put my thoughts out there. I put a tweet up that said, all the stunts, all the billboards, all the planes, all the bitching and moaning and arguing and complaining and whining incessantly on Twitter, and social media. It all came down to we just wanted a direction and a head coach and a general manager that we could believe in. And I think that we're finally there. I think we can finally do that. And,
And dude, that's the thing. Like, none of us enjoy this. We don't enjoy coming on here, like being negative, like bashing the team week in and week out. Like, that's not fun for us. And we've been doing it for 5 years. And at the end of every year, we always say the same thing. All right, maybe this is the year. Maybe we're going to get it right. Maybe we're going to get the hire right. Maybe we're going to get the draft right. And it never happens. Well, this is a guy that at least universally seems like he's well respected. He's a player's coach. He's a leader. He's a motivator. Like, this is the kind of guy that at least gets you excited. Unlike Adam Gase, who was the complete polar opposite, who had no reason to be hired, this is a guy that gives you some hope.
Well, if you were sleeping, you might not have seen it, but the NFL's official Twitter account posted a video that was talking about his vision of how to build a proper coaching staff. And Kev, it was music to my ears, man. It was literally like everything that Adam Gase is not is what he was describing. It was like, I want to surround myself with people who are different than me, that are going to challenge me, that are going to, that bring different skill sets, that bring different energy, whether that's diversity in a million different ways, whether, not even just skin color or anything like that. But it was, his whole point was like, I want people that are different than me, if there's something that I'm lacking and I have self-awareness that I don't have all the answers for everything, I want to put the right people in place around me that are going to tell me that I'm doing things wrong, or that can teach the players something that I can't. And, considering who our head coach was and who he surrounded himself with, I mean, look, we had, Dowell Loggins and Adam Gase, right? Like, what did Dowell Loggins do here besides chuck a challenge flag? So, like,
exactly.
I mean,
and you also get excited about the fact that he's bringing over Mike LaFleur, the brother of Matt LaFleur, Packers, supposedly a good offensive mind. I think he was the passing game coordinator with the Niners. So, if he's going to be able to surround himself with the right offensive mind, we know he can coach the shit out of a defense. That gives you some hope. And then also you get right back to the quarterback debate now too. I mean, this is a great opportunity to build around Sam Darnold, right? So
bro,
you know I was going into it. Everyone said, right, if we were going to trade Sam Darnold, where should he go? He should go to the Niners, right? He'd be perfect there. Well, now we're bringing over some of the Niners offense to us. Let's build around Sam. Trade down, build around him.
I think this is why Tyson's asleep. He didn't want to wake up and listen to this, man, because this is
he's gonna kill me when he wakes up. He's like, "What the fuck did you guys do?"
This was gonna be your night, Prime Time. This was gonna be your night. You've been calling out for this. You've been calling for Sam's name. Look, let me tell you something. I'm gonna show you something. See this right here? This is the ticket from the draft when Sam Darnold was drafted. I was there. I was in. I know you know this, but I was in that section with all the Jet fans. And the optimism, I haven't felt this optimism that I'm feeling tonight since that night when we drafted Sam Darnold, right? And we thought that we were headed, that it was a springboard. We were headed in the right direction. And then they just failed Sam Darnold. But, like, I mean, look, if this is a system that's coming in, LaFleur was in, obviously in San Francisco, that took scrub quarterbacks and made them look good. Relatively good. Nick Mullins. You look at Beathard, CJ Beathard, all these guys. They came in and they could play. And when you look at what we had the last couple of years, and whatever backup quarterback would come in, I guess Flacco was okay this year, but like, look at what happened last year when Sam went out and we put in our backup or our third string quarterback. They couldn't even play. They were just awful.
They went 3 straight games, I think, last year without even converting a third down, without a touchdown.
Right.
All those games where they had Foles and those guys in there, it was a joke.
So my point is, if this staff was able to get Beathard and Mullins and all these guys to compete and play and keep their team in games. It's not really a question if Sam Darnold has more talent than Mullins and Beathard, right? I mean, this is a guy that was drafted in the spot he was drafted, that played. We saw what he can do. We've seen him do things in the pros. It's just that he needs to, be surrounded with some talent, and he needs to be put in the right system. And this is the system. I mean, let me give you a little example. The second I believed in this system so much, this 49er system so much, I got to show you guys.
These comments are fucking amazing right now.
I'm going to read those in a second.
Holy shit.
But when Josh Rosen signed with San Francisco towards the end of last year, you know what I did? I went out and I bought some Josh Rosen rookie cards because, I mean, anyone that follows me knows I love, buying cards. But my point is that, like, when you take a guy that has talent and you stick him in the 49er system, it's a home run. And so, like, I started believing maybe he can resurrect Josh Rosen. If I believed he could resurrect Josh Rosen, there's no reason for me to believe that this system can't fix or at least help Sam Darnold. Now, bringing him back this year, what does that hurt at this point? Man, Tyson's going to hate this rant, but what does that hurt? You have him on a rookie deal this year. You don't have to extend him yet, right? So. I mean,
and listen, I'll be consistent with what I've said the entire offseason. If Saleh, for whatever reason, he's infatuated with Justin Fields and he thinks he can build his offense around Fields and he's the quarterback for the next 10 years, all right, you draft him. And if he's not convinced that, Sam Darnold can be resurrected or there's too much damage done, fine. But, to think that Sam's like completely ruined at this point, I think is foolish. And you're sitting in such a valuable position, sitting there at 2. You already have a ton of picks from Jamal. You got plenty of cap space. You can build a legitimate roster over the next 2 years.
I kept saying, what's going to happen? We're going to trade Sam to San Francisco, and he's going to resurrect his career. But instead, we brought San Francisco to us.
Exactly.
So let's go. Let's get it. I'm loving it.
Right.
And it opens up so much flexibility at that number 2 spot. So you're right. If you want to draft the quarterback, if you love the quarterback, draft the quarterback. And I'm not going to cry about it. But you know what? If you don't want to draft the quarterback now, you can. I agree with Tyson. Quarterbacks don't grow on trees. But like,
yep.
I understand Justin Fields was huge in the in the previous game against Clemson, but he didn't look so great. In the game against Alabama, and I know he was banged up.
This is what I like, though. Football people making football decisions.
Right.
That's what it's about. Like, this is a Joe Douglas hire, and that's what exactly. That's what we've always wanted. For the Johnsons to stay out of it, let Joe Douglas do his thing, and that's what it seems like finally happened.
God, do I really have to do it now? I'm so happy. Do I really have to do it? Do I really have to give Chris Johnson credit? I think I do.
You can give him credit, I guess, for maybe staying out of it. But
dude, listen, they got the job done. They got the job done.
I mean I'm still a little pissed that if he was their guy, which clearly he was, they let him walk out of the building yesterday. So that's still a red flag. It doesn't excuse the fact that they let him walk and go to his other interview. If he was their top guy, which clearly he was, they just signed him tonight. That was a risk that they didn't need to play. I mean, if the Eagles gave him like a 6-year contract, $10 million a year, that they probably would have lost him. So
what if he
was
said,
a gamble that they chose?
No circumstances we're going to sign that deal. What if they said, what if he said, like, give me 48 hours to respond. I want to see what my other options are real quick, and I'll get back to you. I mean, who knows?
That's fair. That's fair.
You don't know what happened. I mean, but I'm not going to be the one sitting here trying to come up with theories to give the Jets front office the benefit of the doubt, right? But
we don't need to think about anything tonight.
I got nothing to say about.
Yes, we got with Saleh and LaFleur on the staff. The number 2 pick goes to San Francisco, and we keep Darnold. I feel like that's the best path. I mean, hard to argue right now. Tyson's with this girl. I don't know where the hell Tyson is. I texted him like 10 times trying to wake him up. Sam's a piece of shit. All right.
It's a tough one, but
way too early to say that, I think.
Listen, you know what? If Sam resurrects his career, I want you to come back with that same energy and apologize, man.
Yep. Expect to draft Wilson or keep Sam. LaFleur will likely run the West Coast offense. Darnold returns to scheme he was put in his rookie season. Maybe Sam finally emerges. We'll see what happens there.
Yeah, okay, so let me that's a good point. So let's talk about this for a second. So if you draft Wilson and you keep Sam, right? That would be almost a similar situation of like when the Chargers had Phillip Rivers, had Drew Brees already on staff and brought in Phillip Rivers. And you know what? They got rid of Drew Brees, and obviously Drew Brees turned into what he turned into. But they still wound up at a pretty good spot with Phillip Rivers, right? I mean, let's be honest, Phillip Rivers is a borderline, if not, a Hall of Famer. So like they did pretty well. Now, if you could get a situation like that where you keep Sam Darnold for the year, you draft the quarterback, you let them compete against each other. If Sam wins the job, great. If not, then you can still let Sam walk after this year. I mean, he's on a rookie deal. You don't have to pay him yet. So why jump right away?
Well, they do have to decide about his 5th-year option, I think, in May.
Yeah, but that's my point. You don't have to give him the 5th-year option yet. You don't. I mean, you could just keep playing on his 4th year, and if he earns a deal, he earns a deal. I don't.
Well, that's the argument that we had the other day. If he plays well, then you're going to be paying him a lot more in his 5th year because you're going to be giving him a contract extension, or you're going to be doing a franchise tag. But obviously, that would be worth it.
It's insurance. It's not. You're not guaranteeing him $25 million if he bombs. You know what I mean? So it's hard. But
we'll stop with the Sam talk. We will focus on the Robert Saleh hire.
It's a big part of the story, though. Schefter was talking about it tonight. I mean, we're almost forced to comment on it because of who primetime is and because that's what Schefter brought up. So it's like, we've all been watching primetime. So I've been a fan. I've just been watching, Talk Jets. I'm psyched to be on the show tonight. It's my first appearance on the Talk Jets.
It's just hard to figure out like which direction Saleh is going to want to go in. I mean, you would think bringing over again like the coordinator from LaFleur's brother that he has that connection. He'd be able to build an offense around anybody. You just wonder if he thinks Justin Fields could be the guy. If they would want to pass him up, what kind of trade offers they get. There's still a lot on the table. So I like the idea of building around Sam.
Has anybody in the comments brought up yet what a monster Quinnen Williams?
Somebody did mention that actually.
In this defense?
Yep. Oh, that's another thing that they're going to be switching to a 4-3 now. So
Allen Robinson, pay up for Allen Robinson.
Kind of makes me wish we still had Leonard Williams. Him and Quinnen both in the middle. Be fucking nasty.
That's two Vayner guys we're talking about because Allen Robinson and Leonard Williams for the brand.
I found him for this though. Allen Robinson, Devontae Smith.
Oh yeah.
I don't know about Devontae Smith at 2. You probably got to trade down, but
if you sign Allen Robinson, then I don't think you're going to draft a wide receiver that high because you have Allen Robinson and Mims. I mean, like you could, but
what is Mims yet?
I like Mims.
I like him. I like him, but what is he though? Right now.
Well, I mean, listen, if you rolled into next season,
and Crowder's not necessarily going to be here for the long term. I mean, he's got one more year left where they can get out
next year. I mean, if you rolled into next offseason to the next season with Allen Robinson, Denzel Mims, and Crowder with Perriman at the as your 4 or even Berrios as your 5, I mean, you're pretty good, decent at wide receiver. You can get the job done with that.
Yeah, Sewell at 2 is going to be interesting. Also, take an edge wide receiver early.
But I think the thing about taking Sewell at 2. Is I don't love the idea of switching one of them at a left tackle, right? I mean, they're talking about moving Becton to right tackle. Is that actually a conversation?
Well, I mean, Becton was dominant in the run game. There were a couple games where he didn't look so great against in pass blocking. So maybe he is better as a right tackle. We don't really know yet. I love drafting. That's a great problem to have, though. I mean, if you have 2 stud tackles and you got to figure out which one you got to move to the right side. I mean,
and then what do you let Fant walk?
Probably, yeah. I mean, his contract's not guaranteed, so he played well though.
He did. He played pretty well. I was not high on that signing. I can admit when I'm wrong.
We all went nuts on that signing.
Yeah.
He absolutely shined for what he was getting paid. I mean, let's see what else we got here. I think people are forgetting that with the salary cap going down, if Sam does prove it this year. I think he won't be as expensive as he would otherwise. The salary cap's going to be interesting. So many teams are either over the cap or right up against it. The Jets should be able to get some nice bargains in free agency. This shouldn't be as long of a turnaround as we think. We are get some nice pieces.
This is going to be such a bizarre offseason with how many teams can't afford really to sign anybody, and we're flush with cash. So I mean, it's amazing. Shoot Towel Loggins out of the cabin.
This is great. Draft is going to be drama. Yep. Next 4 months are going to be a lot of drama leading up to it. Trey Lance, sleeper quarterback. That's interesting.
I love it.
Dude, I love doing this so much more than the blog talk.
Shout out to all the Jet fans who are still awake tonight, by the way, man. It's 1:00 on a work night. We got a big Friday coming up and everybody's still up talking Jets football. This is why we got the best fan base in the world. I mean, it really is we've been down for 10 years, but we're still here, man. We're full of optimism. It's great.
And we get celebrities in the chat too. We got Mike LaFleur. He's ready to help Sam out, which is awesome. We got Saleh in here, who's posting a whole bunch of stuff. He wants to meet Ethan, actually.
Are you getting an exit interview with Mr. Gase?
Oh, we're gonna have to. Yeah, we talked about that. We were gonna do it before the Ohio State Alabama or the Ohio State and Alabama game, but we started to focus on Fields and shit like that.
Did Mr. Saleh hit you up yet? Do you guys start working those back channels?
Nah, I'm not messing with Saleh. He'll kick my ass.
You got to talk to him, man. He wants to come on the show.
I think that bridge has sailed with us getting anybody on the show after the last year. Holy shit. Hold on, there's a good one here.
They give you, the Jets give you guys your credentials back, and instead of taking away your credentials, they're just going to hire you guys for advice because it feels like everything you guys have been saying has been kind of spot on.
Well, they're starting to listen to the fan base a little bit now. It seems like Wilson at 2, Najee Harris at 23, send Darnold to the Cowboys or Broncos for those picks. And okay, Wilson at 2 though. I mean, I feel like you can get him if you trade down, but
the thing about sending Darnold to the Cowboys is I don't know if you heard Jerry Jones's comments about Dak Prescott, but he basically said he's going to pay whatever it takes to bring to make sure Prescott's taken care of. So I don't think that Darnold's going to the Cowboys. Broncos, I mean, really depends. The Broncos got a whole new management team in there. They got it's just who knows what's going on over there. If they like Drew Lock. Drew Lock's shown some things, but I don't know if he's
credit to Joe Douglas, great hire. Credit to Chris Johnson. I will give you credit as well for actually getting the job done.
My man.
This other guy is the former owner of NYSF Mag, who is now working for Gary Vaynerchuk. Give me Zach Wilson.
Who's this other guy? It's Tyson. I just partied a little too hard tonight, so you're a little swollen.
Same haircut.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, by the way, have you noticed how much Mr. Saleh looks like Fireman Ed? If things don't work out, we could just get Fireman Ed on the sidelines. They may not know the difference. We just get him to coach the team.
Might be his pullback guy on the sideline.
Could be.
Could be. Love the new coach hire. Let's draft down, roll with Sam, give him weapons, trust in the new coach's energy. I'm on board with that. Jamison Crowder wants him some Justin Fields.
Then we got the whole team in here, huh?
Dude, you have no idea what this chat's always like.
Oh, no, I see it. I'm tuned in. I'm tuned in the background.
Primetime, I know we all want Robinson, but I watched the Bears conference. They are all in next year. They're going to tag Robinson.
No.
He doesn't want to go back there.
I'm very well versed on the Bears. The Bears have major salary cap issues, and I have a feeling they are going to be in super teardown mode. I wouldn't honestly be shocked if they trade Khalil Mack this offseason. That's my hot take. Because they're going to have to – they gotta get out from under the cap, and they're not – where are they going? Like, what are the Bears? I mean,
I'll tell you right now, if they actually decided to trade him, I would give up the 2 first-round picks from Jamal. Trade Jamal for Khalil Mack. 1,000%. What?
That contract, dude. That contract plus 2 first-round picks.
It's fucking Khalil Mack. I don't give a shit.
No, man.
That's the one. No, he's a top 5. No. Yes. What the fuck? Are you serious? Dude, no. we wanted to trade 2 first-round picks for him when he got traded.
You have some nerve. You have been talking the entire season.
Yes, about all offense.
You want to go all in on offense. Now you want to trade our 2 first-round picks and give up $30-something million a year for Khalil Mack?
Khalil Mack is different. That is the one guy I would make an exception for. Him or an Aaron Donald, somebody like that.
Y'all better start blasting prime time in the comments right now, man. Somebody talk some sense into this guy. This is crazy talk.
You're turning down the possibility of trading Jamal Adams for Khalil Mack, straight up. That's what that would be, and you would still have a 3rd-round pick, 2 first-round picks.
No, it's not really that because if that was the case back, when we were making that trade, of course I would do that trade, but I wouldn't. But I think that we got a better haul than Khalil Mack for Jamal Adams by getting the 2 first-round picks. I'm not doing that. There's no chance. No chance. But I do think the Bears are going to try and drop him. And I don't think it would take 2 first-round picks for that contract, to be honest. I don't think anybody's given up that much draft capital for Khalil Mack at this point.
All right.
When the Bears did it, did it 3 years ago.
All right, a first and a second. Primetime, go to bed. Primetime's on crack.
See what I'm saying? The people know.
As I say, we always blast me no matter what, so.
The people know.
I'm dead wrong on Mack. Dude is not as good as he was when they went to the division round. Maybe not. I mean, the few games I've seen, it seems like every time he's on primetime, he's just beating the shit out of quarterbacks and causing forced fumbles and everything else. So,
would you trade Quinnen Williams straight up for Khalil Mack right now?
I wouldn't want to take away a young piece. That's the thing.
But you would trade 2 first-round draft picks for him, dude.
Because draft picks are unknowns. Quinnen Williams is starting to establish himself as like a legitimate anchor on that D. And that's something that we need.
I'm happy you said no to that because I wouldn't either.
Kyle made $720 on the Sharks, so cheers. Buy yourself a drink. Thank you, Kyle.
Oh, my man.
Fortunately, my Rangers got their asses beat tonight.
Kyle, if I know Kyle, he probably bet on Saleh to be the Jets coach at he's paying like plus 300 the other day. It's pretty good. I don't know why we didn't take that. Come on, guys, leave Primetime alone. You know what? If Sam comes out next year, Primetime is going to look like a freaking genius. Guys, Heineke. First of all, he spelled his name wrong. And the only reason why I know that he spelled it wrong is because I bought Heineke cards when he was announced the starter, figuring, hey, listen, this guy's going to get a chance to shine on the big stage, and if he somehow beats Tom Brady, those cards are going to go up a fortune. I bought his cards. I bought 2 of his cards, one for 35 and one for 20, rookie autos. I sold him right after the game before I even had him in hand for $275 and $129. I made like $400 on that genius. Dude. My boy.
Gotta get in the card game.
Yeah, we'll teach you. We'll get you in the game.
Oh, of course, we got Islander fans in here. Not tonight.
Why? Oh, the Islanders beat the Rangers?
Yeah, bad. I turned it off when it was 4-0.
How'd your boy Lafreniere, whatever his name is, how'd he do?
Didn't do much. Nobody did anything on offense, and even Shesterkin didn't look too great.
No juice in that building.
First game though. Yeah, first game though. It's a young team. It's a young team. They're gonna be good for a while, but it's a young team.
Sounds like a Nets game in that building.
I'd love to know when the press conference is gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be tomorrow though.
No, I doubt it'll be tomorrow. I'll probably set that thing up.
Saleh over my steaks. You missed it the other night. I did an excellent steak live on the air.
You cooked a steak live?
Yeah, at halftime during the Ohio State game.
Didn't you have you had a Instagram account of a Primetime Eats or something like that, right?
It's still up. I just haven't really done it that much.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, I just say fellas. I'm sure there's some ladies watching. Primetime makes the world's greatest brown sugar bacon. So if
that'll be next up, we'll do that next.
You need to chef that up on the show. People, I mean, that stuff was legit.
Yeah, we're turning it into like a regular segment, like every halftime, like of a game that we do. We're just gonna do some cooking shit.
We got 4:40 in the live at 1 a.m. That's pretty good.
Yep, appreciate that, guys.
Pretty good.
I just missed a good one. Harris or Etienne, King Henry reincarnated. We need a back like that.
Yo, speaking of King Henry,
the question is, when are we taking the running back?
Okay.
You have such a gap between early second round and then when you pick in the third round, and I feel like all those guys are probably going to be taken somewhere in between there. So if you don't take it, top of the second round, you're probably going to miss out on some of your guys. So unless you want to go with maybe somebody like Trey Sermon in third round, I don't know if they're going to take somebody with their top 3 picks.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't hate it if we took ATN. I got to be honest. I mean, when I was watching Clemson games, and I was thinking, like, I was watching Lawrence at 18. I was like, oh my God, could you imagine if we got both these guys with a stud offensive coordinator? Be ridiculous. Just do what you're doing in college and do it for 10 years in the pros. But I mean, I'm not of mind to I'm not the guy who's big into drafting running backs too high, because you just see it so often. 3rd, 4th, 5th round running backs that if you put them behind the right offensive line, they shine. So personally,
no, you could definitely find. I mean, even a guy like James Robinson, undrafted free agent, he did some good things with the Jaguars this year. But if you could get that stud guy like a Derrick Henry or Dalvin Cook, it's certainly worth it. I think. I mean, even a team like the Chiefs, they're loaded on offense, they saw value in taking a running back in the first round. So
yeah, Kamara, all those guys. I mean, but the thing is, the Chiefs were in a much different position. The Jets have so many holes. But then here's the thing. So Herndon started showing up towards the end of last year. So, I mean, you're going to hope that the next staff can get something more out of Herndon. And he's the physical tools, just like with Darnold, are still there. I just think they're
still going to bring in a tight end though. Yeah. He's got 1 year left on his rookie contract. He was invisible for half the season with drops and fumbles.
Yeah.
I don't think you saw enough to put your hopes on him. But great comment here though. This head coaching hire feels like it washed off 10 years of stink. Abso-fucking-lutely.
Yo, when have you ever seen me? Well, you guys don't know me that well, but I mean, me in prime time, I'm sure if Tyson was on, he'd be happy, all smiling about the Jets.
It's literally been 2 years, because as soon as Gase was hired, we knew the kind of path that we were heading down. Like, all the Miami fans tried to warn us, this guy's going to ruin your organization. He's going to set you back 5 years, and he's going to force good players out the building. He's going to ruin your quarterback. And all of those things fucking happened one after another. So this is the first time we've actually had a chance to smile and be a little optimistic. So Bears coach and GM are on contract years. Why wouldn't they do everything to win now? I'll put a bet with you that the Bears tag Robinson. Can't stop getting tagged, probably because money to keep him.
I don't think they're going to tag him, man. I don't think they're going to tag him. And, look, again, I mean, Allen Robinson is. I want Allen Robinson on the Jets so badly for multiple reasons. He's an unbelievable wide receiver, super underrated. Never had a quarterback throwing him the ball. I mean, look at who's been throwing him the ball for his entire career. It's just brutal. So like, but he still shines. It's crazy. Like he's Mitch Trubisky. Doesn't matter. He has what's his name from Jacksonville, Bortles, right?
Yeah.
And still shines. It's like it's just wild. And not only that, but also he's a Vayner Sports guy, and so I'm double rooting for Gary to pull his magic. And look, when you're like, I'm not going to speak out of turn. I have no clue what goes on in any of those meetings with those guys and everything, but like I have to imagine that when you're a Vayner Sports guy, like there's just got to be a little something extra in your ear saying, "Hey, how about those Jets? Like what's up with the Jets?" So, I mean, maybe
guys, Jets nailed that hire. You're in good hands. Congrats again. Appreciate that, Kyle. Hopefully we are. This feels like a good night. Get rid of Darnold. Still see plenty of that. We'll be hearing that for the next 4 months.
Guys, you know what? I mean, end of the day, like.
Oh, no. We're not. No.
No.
Well, hold on. If the Niners are talking about getting rid of Jimmy G, then why would their passing game coordinator coming over here want to work with Jimmy G?
Right, and not only that, but the Niners were also one of the teams prominently mentioned to get Darnold. So like we're gonna send Darnold to the offensive staff that couldn't work with Jimmy G and bring back Jimmy G.
Not gonna happen. Of course, Kyle wants his boy Tony out of Florida, 23. Wouldn't be mad at that.
What about Kyle Pitts, Kyle?
I'd be down with that.
I mean, man, I just said we don't need a tight end, but I mean, let's go.
Well, you can play two tight ends. Patriots did it for years.
Yeah, for sure.
Devontae Smith is the guy. The question with him, though, is do you like him enough to take him at 2, or do you want to trade down, try to get some extra picks, and then risk him maybe getting taken by the Dolphins or somebody else?
Yeah, but if he gets taken by the Dolphins, you could always go with what's his name, with Chase from LSU. And I mean, if you trade down and you're still within like the top 8, you're gonna get either one or the other. I don't think there are gonna be two wide receivers drafted in the top 8. Not with Trevor, Fields, Sewell. I mean, you start adding up the guys, and if you can figure out a way to stay in like that range, I'm good with either one of those guys if you're going to go wide receiver.
Yeah. So I'll address this again because we talked about this a couple times on the last few shows. I don't think there's any chance the Jets can trade for Watson. Now, as far as what they could give the Texans, yes, they can offer as good of a package as anybody, but Watson will not accept a trade to the Jets. You look at some of the issues that he's had with ownership over there. I just can't see him willing to play under Woody Johnson. To me, that's just not a path that I think he's going to go down. But
I think that more than anything else, that Deshaun Watson wants to win. If somehow Joe Douglas could sell him, I mean, it's not like the Jets have a history of winning. So but either do the Dolphins. I mean.
Do I think Joe Douglas should pursue it? Absolutely. Do I think he should make the offer? Yeah. I mean, I think the Jets have enough resources and they have the cap space where, they could still put a team around Watson.
What's the max you'd give up for Watson?
2 firsts. I mean, the number 2 overall and like another first next year, or even the Jamal pick. And then like some additional, 3rd round conditional pick, something like that.
I do that.
I know some people would probably give up 3 firsts, and I wouldn't hate that either. I mean, it'd be a lot.
Listen,
but
if you could get
a franchise quarterback, I mean, I just don't think he would ever accept a trade here.
Quarterbacks that are that good, that are that young, that are just entering the primes of their career never become available. It does not happen. There's always some there could be a guy that shakes loose because of injury or something. Who knows? But you don't see a guy like Deshaun Watson come up, a sure thing. He's a sure thing. It's the same thing that I was thinking about Trevor. It's like, if we would have just had the first pick and we could have just taken Trevor, we wouldn't be having this conversation, right? But I mean, it's such a shame. But
they had to make everything so difficult, right? What position would you think the Jets draft at 23 if they draft a quarterback at 2? Then I think you have to go receiver. If you're not getting your wide out early on, then yeah, I'm looking at guys like Tony, or I think that kid out of Minnesota is supposed to be a late 1st round pick.
Yeah, I'm not honestly, like my draft studying has it's just been Trevor. I've been laser focused on Trevor. So I haven't really been focusing that much on like the back ends of the 1st round. I know from watching college, but I got to do a little studying in the coming months to find out, who's the hot guy, watch a little footage and stuff like that and see who I like before I can really make an educated comment on that.
let's say the Jets move on from Sam. What would you say to a first round of drafting Smith and Jones? Jones who? Devontae Smith, I'd be okay with, but at number 2, I don't know.
Yeah, who's Jones?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I haven't done enough draft shit yet. Aside from like the quarterbacks and the top couple of receivers and Kyle Pitts, I don't know too much that's out there yet. I'd be down with this. Trade down, get Devontae Smith and Kyle Pitts.
Oh, man.
And sign Allen Robinson. That offense will be fucking rolling.
Holy crap. If we had Smith, Pitts, Robinson, Mims.
And you keep Crowder.
Nasty.
Change the offense overnight.
Give me my boy P. Ryan. I have the world's biggest LaMichael P. Ryan card collection.
Here's one that's interesting. Buffalo Bills destroyed Saleh's defense. Not happy with the hire.
Listen, on a single game basis, like you just judge his entire body because some coaches could look great in one game, right? I mean, look at Adam Gase. Look at Adam Gase's offense against Dallas. If you just watch the footage of that one game, you'd think Adam Gase. Last year I'm talking about when Sam Darnold's first game back, you'd think Adam Gase was a great hire. I mean, just judge the whole body of work. Don't go crazy for one game nitpicking like that.
Yeah, there were people commenting last night that he kind of melted down in the Super Bowl against Mahomes, but I'm like, he held them to 10 points into the fourth quarter. Like, he put together a phenomenal game plan going into that game. The players obviously bought in. They held him to 10 points, but that was still a world-class fucking offense that was setting records all year. So,
guys, Patrick Mahomes probably at the end of the day, when all said and done, by the end of his career, if he continues down this path, is going to go down as, if not the greatest quarterback of all time, definitely in the conversation. And that offense is insane, high-powered. Travis Kelce, I mean, you could rattle off the list, and you're not going to be able to contain them, but for so long, especially in a big game. So going against Andy Reid, I mean, like, if we get to a Super Bowl with Saleh and they hold some high-powered offense at 10 points and give out some points down the stretch, I mean, it's obviously that would suck to watch, but let's cross that bridge when we come to it. We're pretty damn far away from worrying about how we're going to perform in the Super Bowl.
Comments are coming in so fast. Holy shit. Prime time, we need A-Rob, Dooney, Aaron Jones, Richard Sherman. That'd be interesting, Richard Sherman, because he loves Saleh, so I wouldn't mind that.
But he's towards the end of his career, right? I mean, do we really want Richard Sherman?
As a mentor, I wouldn't mind him. He's not
I like this comment. This is
everyone thought this would be an LOL Jets moment. The days of LOL Jets are over.
I thought that.
Jets being
when Saleh left the building, in my head, I texted Primetime. He knows. I'm not making this up. I was assuming it was Peterson or Marvin Lewis. I was like, we're gonna get a retread scrub scrub coach. I wanted Saleh. If it wasn't gonna be Cower, this is the guy I wanted. And yeah, people were ready to laugh at us, and I would have been like, God damn it.
I think we were all ready to go nuts. I mean, we were all reading the signs. Saleh was the guy, and they let him walk out the building. So we're like, all right, are we settling for Peterson? Was it a contract issue? Did they not want to give him the money? Did something go wrong in the interview? Like, what the hell happened that kind of turned things? Because he was there for over 24 hours. So you'd think, like, second interview, he's there for over a full day. He was obviously their guy. So what the fuck went wrong that they didn't get the deal done right away? So, of course, we were thinking same old Jets. They're going to find a way to screw this up. This is Matt Rule 2.0. But they got
extreme Jets PTSD. We just assume we're like, it's the same thing as like when they take a 17-point lead into the fourth quarter, and you just in your head you're envisioning all the scenarios of how they're going to blow this game, right? That's just it sucks. I mean, but that's what happens with 10 straight years of losing. We just assume the worst, but they surprised us for once. I mean, they actually got the job done. I'm psyched.
Who are the Jets' first 3 cuts? I'm going to say Van Roten, Alex Lewis, and Henry Anderson.
Yep. Nailed it.
Right.
That's it.
We agree.
Yeah.
And you save yourself about $20 million right there.
Yep.
And if you want some more, I think Crowder's still an option. I mean, if you can sign like Chris Godwin and Allen Robinson, something like that, you move on from Crowder and you've got your 2 free agent wideouts here for the next 3-4 years. I wouldn't mind that.
I don't want Juju. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh, too much of a headache.
I don't want
any good wideout, but not worth the distraction though.
Don't want him.
I do not miss Gase, not one bit.
I missed
comments. I'm trying to go back to some of them.
I miss Gase on Talk Jets Radio. I gotta be honest.
We could still get him on as like a weekly analyst or something. Break down LaFleur's offense.
You get Manish.
Guys, we need to take Justin Fields. He's Pat Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers mixed together. Yep, that was the call that we got. I forget who. I think that was Mike from Jersey City that was calling in with that on Tuesday night.
Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers mixed together. I don't even know what that looks like. I mean, like, it's just the best quarterback ever.
To me, that suggests crazy arm strength with good pocket presence, leadership, and
insane mobility.
That's a lot to put on a rookie, though.
Yeah, you take it easy.
Yeah, and that's the one thing with Saleh. Like all the injuries that the Niners had to their defense, they still played well. He made adjustments. I think they were 5th in yards, 17th in points, or something like that. So,
dude, they played a game. The 49ers played a game on like Monday Night Football. I don't know if it was Monday or Thursday Night Football. It was some game this year that I watched that literally like the entire team was out. Remember that? Like they had like and we were talking about it at the time. Like they came out and they competed. They played like they got guys like UPS drivers off the street and people like, like friends and family to put on uniforms. And like, they came out and competed. And I always said, like, that's why I went so crazy last year in those first, in those 3 games after, game 2, 3, and 4 last year, the Philadelphia game. And when the guys just didn't even show up, it was like, it was early in the season. Like, you think a new coaching staff, there would still be some energy. They didn't even get off the bus. And it was so disappointing as a fan. And right then, I knew 4 games into Adam Gase's career here, 4, that it was not the right fit. And there wasn't anything that anybody was going to tell me after that point. It's not like he was a rookie coach. You saw the same shit you were seeing in Miami. So it was, I mean, I don't want to harp too much on that, but yeah.
I'm on board with this. Aaron Glenn is defensive coordinator. Sign me up for that.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's ready to make that jump.
I loved Aaron Glenn when he was on the Jets, man. I had Aaron Glenn jersey.
And he comes from the right background, too, under Parcells, under Peyton. I mean, the fact that he was getting head coach interviews, as a defensive back coach, I think that speaks volumes about, his potential long-term in the league.
Guys, I'm not even – I mean, this is the ultimate compliment. He was like Revis light, Aaron Glenn. Like, he was like Revis before. He was that good. He was –
except against Joey Galloway. I feel like Joey Galloway always burned his ass.
Yeah, but dude, he was just an unbelievable cornerback. And I also like the idea of bringing back some Jets legends because we don't seem to do that very often. Like to have them around and around the team and stuff. It's good when
How many legends do we have?
I mean, veterans. Okay, is that?
Well, technically, everyone's a legend when they announce them, even if they played like 2 games. Jets legend as they're coming out the tunnel. I'm like, all right. Prime time. I need the house key for our interview. I'll get you one. Don't worry. I want Julio Jones. I'm not trading for a receiver. I'm either signing one, drafting one, probably doing both, but I'm not trading for somebody, especially that's how old is Julio? Like 31, 32 now.
That's what I'm saying. Again, Julio Jones, like, don't get me wrong. I love Julio Jones, one of the best wide receivers in the history of football, but it's a weird mix for us. Like Julio Jones would be like, a great piece for like a team like, the Saints or, this year or something like that to add, a team that's ready to win and, just needs somebody to help put him over the top. I mean, he's got injury issues, got all kinds of problems. It's just not for me, Julio Jones right now, unfortunately.
Green and Ray Mickens be on board. Bring back the whole secondary. Niners fan here. Congrats on the excellent hire. Jets couldn't have picked a better guy for head coach. Appreciate that. Hopefully we got it right. JETS, finally a coach with some fire. I agree. I mean, especially like not just Gase, but Bowles too. I mean, like we tried to like Bowles. He was a good dude. Like he wasn't Gase in the sense that we hated his guts, but he didn't have that fire. He didn't have that energy. I mean, there was the one preseason game where he went nuts, I think, on the special teams coordinator. Other than that, there was never a moment on the sidelines where you were like, holy shit, Bowles is like really into it. You never got that energy from him. Or even at training camp, we were there all the time. He was never, that kind of rah guy. And I think that, that
players walk all over
how. Yeah, you can't get the most out of players that way. I
texted my Jet fan. We all have our text groups and everything. I texted my brother and my friends and everything that we all talk about the Jets tonight. And I think I made a pretty good point on that fact. Could you listen to Saleh talk and could you imagine like Mo Wilkerson walking in 20 minutes late to a meeting with Saleh? That would never fly.
Multiple times too.
He will like he would just do it over and over and over again, and then they would give him a little slap on the wrist and bench him for a quarter or whatever, and he would keep doing it. Like players were walking all over him. There's a new sheriff in town now. That shit isn't going to fly anymore. I'm super excited about that.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of talk about Aaron Glenn as defensive coordinator. I'd really like to see that.
My God, that would be amazing.
Bring back Mangold too. He wants to get into coaching. Bring his barbecue sauce with him. Actually picked some up the other day.
Yo, I had it. I ate that all year with Eric. We would every week we were putting that on our wings down here in Florida. Man, that stuff is good.
Haven't tried it yet.
We've got the sweet one is good. The spicy one is good. They're all good. They're fucking weak.
I got the
one
sweet
jar lasts like the whole year.
Yeah.
Crazy.
On a follow-up, bringing Jets legends back, who should be inducted into the Ring of Honor next? I say Mangold for sure, with number 74 retired and D-Brick. Yeah, you can make a good case for them. Yeah, you can make a great case for both of them. Yep. David Harris, too.
Remember David Harris? David Harris told Primetime in a lost videotape that no longer exists because of
so mad about that.
Old intern didn't press record. Guys, you guys don't understand. David Harris basically broke the news to Primetime that he was going to the Patriots. We were at Mo Wilkerson's bowling event, and Primetime, we were interviewing him at a table. We were sponsors of the event. He was sitting down with us. We got an exclusive with David Harris right after. We were probably the first people to talk to him after he got cut.
We were. He didn't do any media before that.
Nothing. And he was just talking about his time with the Jets. And at the very end, Primetime looked at him and he was like, "You're not going to go to the Patriots, are you?" And he kind of looked at us with this smirk on his face, and we were like, "Fuck, he's going to the Patriots." And that was it. And we had it on film, and we thought we record. And then our camera guy, our intern, had never pressed record. So Greg, shout out to you. But we have pictures of it. We just don't have video.
It's unbelievable. Should we trade back and keep Sam? I like him better under this leadership. I mean, that's my preference, but, I'll keep saying the same thing. If, Saleh is intrigued by Fields or any of these young quarterbacks, you're not going to force him to work with Sam. But I think it makes the most sense, especially if you can get a nice haul trading back. Yeah,
I'm not dead set on Sam either, but I think that if you were buying Sam's stock in staying with the Jets, it's booming right now because I think there's a much better chance now than there was yesterday of him hanging around.
Tyson won't come on because he knows Sam ain't leaving.
That's what I was saying before. Tyson didn't want to have any part. He's in bed right now. Just he's probably talking in his sleep saying, no prime time. Poor Ty.
Unbelievable.
I can't wait to watch the next episode.
I can't see Revis getting into coaching, to be honest. But
no, guys, Revis
seems like he's too soft-spoken for coaching.
And also, honestly, Revis is like, he's not. That's not him, man. Not at all. He's very introverted. He's like he doesn't. Yeah. He's not a teacher.
Ngakoue is interesting as an edge guy. Him, Judon. I think Bud Dupree might be a free agent, but my philosophy is still the same. I want all offense, but again, the Matt Khalil stuff that's interesting for me.
Was Ngakoue really that good this year? He got traded to he went to the Vikings, then he went to the Ravens. Did he really make that much of an impact? I mean, as much as we wanted Ngakoue when he was on the market,
that's why you might be able to get him on, a reasonable deal, especially with the current state of, a lot of teams up against the cap. Bring in Raheem Mostert. Wouldn't mind that.
I like Mostert.
Yep.
He was on my fantasy team last year.
Would you want to address edge rush early in the draft? San Fran largely built from the D line. Yeah. I'm still focusing on the quarterback, whoever it is, whether it's Sam, whether it's Fields, build the offensive line, get a number one wideout, get with the times. And now that you have a defensive-minded head coach, you would think he's proven it that he can adjust when he doesn't have all of his pieces. So you would think he'd be able to actually elevate some of these guys that are here right now.
Yeah, I'm all over offense. It's got to be offense. We've had such a dreadful offense for so long, and we don't invest high picks, our top picks in offense. And it's just, eventually that's got to come to an end. I mean, Joe Douglas did, he got us an offensive lineman and he got us Mims, but we got to do that for sure.
My comment selection has never been better. If only Tyson can see this. Appreciate that, Romeo. Thank you, man. I never get any love for anything I do on here. So it's nice to hear some compliments every now and then. Saleh is Rex 2.0. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Depends if it's Fat Rex or Skinny Rex. Is it Fat Rex? Fat Rex 2.0 I'm psyched about. Skinny Rex, not so much.
Or is it the Rex building a team or the Rex inheriting a team? I mean, when Rex had talent, he was a great fucking coach. I mean, he motivated those guys. They were willing to run through a brick wall for him. He got them to play. So
yeah, I mean, if Saleh is Rex 2.0, let's hope that JD is Mangini.
Yeah. Kyle Trask over Sam, of course.
Oh my God, that's got to be Kyle.
See, Gangrene David. Can't believe we met 4.5 years ago at Mo Wilkerson's bowling event. Now we hear the new sheriff in town. Crazy. Time fucking flies, man.
GGD. Gangrene David, I remember
yeah.
meeting you at that event. And you know what's funny about Gangrene David? Yo, me and Tyson and Kevin were like, look at this young kid. And we were talking about you behind the scenes. But we all respected the hell out of what you were doing. You were like the original like YouTube guy, man. Like you were doing this shit before anybody. You know, respect the Gangrene David.
Yeah, I'll say. I mean, I didn't have the balls to do what you were doing back then. I mean, you were just going up to players like unabashed to say, "Hey, like, you know, what are your thoughts on this?" Like, you had the camera out, just like
it was awesome.
Yeah,
he's like, "This is the Gangrene David show." He's like, you know, putting people on. I was like, "Damn, Gangrene David has some balls." I loved it.
Respect the hustle, man.
Super respect.
Get after it. Life's too short not to. Pennington as quarterback coach. I wish. It just doesn't seem like. I mean, he has any interest in doing that. Isn't he coaching high school right now? Also, so. I would love to see him.
I love Chad.
Yeah, no way in hell Kyle Trask is better than Sam. Let's stop that nonsense.
Daryl, he's a big Florida fan, so he travels around the country to watch Florida play. He's a chomp guy.
They should drop it. This is where defense is going during a press conference. Wouldn't shock me at all if Chris Johnson said some shit like that. Jets record next year. What do you think? Way too early. I mean, before free agency and the draft.
We don't even know what this team is, guys. We're replacing, like, probably, no joke, there's 22 starters. We're probably going to be replacing 11 of them, right? I mean, we've gone over this before, but how many starters can you name right now that are for sure going to be starters on this year's team? Who knows? We can't. There's no way to know. But, I mean, I think expecting even a 500 team after going 2-14 with the amount of turnover, I don't even care right now about how many games they win necessarily. I mean, obviously you want to see an improvement, but I mean, if they win a solid 6 or 7, but are competitive in every game and showing they're headed in the right direction, so that like next year, when some of these pieces, they're a really young team with a brand new coaching staff. I don't think 9-7, 10-6 is really realistic, but it's been done before. I mean, look, Parcells came in here with 1-15 team and took them to 9-7 the following year, and then the AFC Championship. So who knows?
To be honest, I don't even care as far as record goes. I just want to see a good sense of direction. Young players developing. Just give us hope that we're on the right track. Here's one. So LaFleur is going to get poached in 2 years. That's a good problem to have. And that preceded this comment. If Saleh was an offensive guy, I'd be over the moon. But to be honest, I'm not. I'm nervous if they keep Sam and our offensive coordinator will be poached, screwing whoever our quarterback is next year. I saw that being posted like on Twitter a couple of days ago, and I'm like, if that actually does happen, that's a phenomenal problem to have. If your offensive coordinator worked wonders with Sam or whoever your quarterback is, and he gets a head coaching job, that means he did a phenomenal job here. And your quarterback, was obviously playing great. Your team was winning games, and hopefully there are other guys that were under him that learned how to do it. And
I mean, we're so much better off with Dowell Loggins because he'll stay here forever because nobody wants to hire his dumb ass.
Continuity, right? Continuity. That's what they were telling us on, right?
Continuity. That's what Sam needs. Continuity in the worst offensive system in the history of football.
Fadu Kasi as well. Yeah, I think he established himself as a nice little building block. Even Shepard as well. I mean, those are guys you can roll with.
If he would stop getting personal fouls, I mean, Jesus Christ, how many personal fouls? If Fadu Kasi had more personal fouls this year than I probably have 20. Crazy.
Yeah, Quentin Williams also had a bunch, but
a bunch. I mean, they were all getting. I mean,
the entire defense was just unhinged when Gray Williams was there. Hope Tyson also goes live this morning. We should stay on until Tyson wakes up. I should call him right now.
You should literally drive to his house and serenade him. Dude, drive to his house in your same darn old hoodie, stand outside his window and do Jets chants until he wakes up.
Can't believe he's missing this. I'm so sad. Where's primetime? I'm right here. How you doing?
Oh, that's weird. The wrong way.
Yeah, I'm not used to being on the left side. If OC gets poached in 2 years, Jets are wild card locks, and a new solid OC will present themselves since teams are on the rise. Absolutely.
Guys, is anybody else disappointed that Primetime's glasses haven't made an appearance yet?
That's right. I don't even know where they are right now.
This is bullshit. What kind of – I'm in here. He's not drinking seltzers. First of all, we got a new head coach, and the man hasn't even done a shotgun yet? Like, what the fuck is going on here?
Dude, I got to wake up for work in 5 hours. I got the glasses.
A couple of years ago,
I was literally asleep for 30 minutes. I just went to bed, and then I feel my phone vibrate. I ignore it, and then it keeps going. You were texting me. My dad was texting me, so I finally look at it. I'm like, all right, we got to fucking go live.
I was legitimately concerned about you and Tyson because there were no tweets about it on Talk Jets Radio Twitter. So I was like, wait a second. Like, it's like 10 o'clock and they haven't even tweeted about this yet. I wonder if they both went to go into like a building where it's being recorded and Adam Gase showed up there and like mowed them all down or something like that. Like, what? Like, where are they? So
what did Quinnen tweet about the hire? I'm sure he's fired up about it.
Oh, he must be so fired up about it.
Yeah.
A bunch of players have been tweeting about it. I saw Sherman tweeted about it. I don't know if you saw Damian Woody was excited about it. I mean, everybody's excited.
Oh, Woody was, yeah. What's up, Candy? Bold take. Sam Darnold, 2021 Comeback Player of the Year. I am here for that. All about that. Call Tyson, put it on speaker. I'll do it. So you think I won't do it? He's gonna fucking kill me.
Poor guy.
He's gonna murder me.
Tell him it's Sam Darnold on the line. Tell him we back, baby. We back.
Can you hear?
We can hear. I hope he answers. This is gonna be great.
He's gonna be so pissed.
There is a 0% chance he's answering this phone. 0.
No way.
I'll tell you what we should do. We should put his phone number in the comments and let everybody call him.
Yep, that's it. All right, you guys will get to hear from Tyson in the morning.
Man of the people. Can't even answer the phone. It's a damn shame.
We're here, though. That's funny. All right, I'll do a few more, and then I'll let you get to bed. I might stay up for a little bit.
I'm hanging.
Yeah, if you want to keep going, I'll keep going. I'm wide awake right now. So
let's do a marathon.
Oh man, Tyson probably hybrid.
He's getting his beauty rest.
Post Tyson's number. Let us all call. If you want to talk to Tyson, just call in on Tuesday night. First Muslim head coach in NFL history. Pretty cool. Sure, we're going to switch to a 4-3 defense. We need edge rushers bad. Yeah, we're definitely switching to a 4-3. I mean, that's what the Niners ran with over there.
We do need edge rushers, but I feel like our defensive line is in pretty good shape. I mean, honestly, like that's why I'm not trying to invest huge chunks of money into the defense because, like, I love Franklin Myers. I really there were so many pieces that came out of this year's defensive line. I mean, that were just it was shocking, and even guys like Luvu and I mean, those guys were high energy. They were getting to the quarterback. I think we're in pretty decent shape there. I mean, it would be obviously great to get a stud edge rusher, 15, 20 sack a year guy. But I think that the most important step right now is fixing the offense.
No, completely agree.
Shout out. It is 1:37 a.m. Shout out to my friends at 1:37 p.m.
Oh, there you go.
Check out.
You have like an alarm set, 1:37?
No, but you know what? I have my notifications set, and I just looked down at my phone because it gave it in 1:37 p.m. My boys just tweeted that it's 1:37.
There you go.
So I got to give a shout out to 1:37.
Yeah, we will be live.
Typically, I smoke at 1:37, but
do it.
Not happening tonight.
We will be live tomorrow night, I'm sure, unless Tyson has something going on. But we expect to be live.
No more runs up the middle. That's right.
Saleh will love Sam more than Jimmy G. I hope so. What's going to happen with C.J. Mosley? I mean, I don't think they really have a choice but to bring him back with the money that he's making. Dude,
he hasn't played football really in by the time he gets back on the field in 3 years. That's crazy. I mean, who knows what you're going to get from him? We'll see.
Trade Sam to Washington.
That's interesting.
It's 10:37, I guess, Pacific time.
Maybe we can get Heineke back. Trade Sam for Heineke and get my boy rolling.
Mr. Tag wants you to smoke with him?
I don't know if this is a smoke-friendly stream.
I did it in the background once. I think it was after Sam Darnold's second interception. I heard he did a bunch of shotguns.
So if I tilt my head like this, did I come back into the screen like this?
Más o menos. I took 2 years high school, 2 years college, but I do not remember much of it. Playoffs in reach in 2021.
7 teams. They're always in reach.
I expect to play meaningful games in December, to be honest. All the cap space we have, all the draft picks. I mean, unless Joe Douglas does a complete shit job, they should have enough to work with where I think they're at least competing.
All excuses aside, right? After Idzik's disgusting god-awful mess in 2014. We brought in Todd Bowles to be our coach and turn the roster around good enough to go. We were 10-5, should have even been 11-5. We went 10-6, didn't make the playoffs, but we were playing meaningful games that entire year. There's no reason why, we can't compete. I think that it's like you just don't know yet. Let's see how it all plays out and what direction they go in. But I think we just enjoy the ride here, because if Saleh is what we hope he is and he starts building and we go 7-9, 6-10, like I said, but we're playing well. The offense moves up as a top half of the league offense. The defense is a top half of the league defense.
Yep.
You go 7-9. It's not a disappointing year as far as I'm concerned, and you're going to be excited about 2022 at that point. Unfortunately, guys, you don't just fix the shithole that we've been in for the last 10 years in one offseason. Is a big rebuild, this team. It's a major rebuild. I mean, that's when you sign up for another year of Idzik, you probably set yourself back another 2 years, with that. I mean, if they were
same thing this past year, bringing back Gase, you set yourself back at least another year or two.
That's what I meant. I meant Gase.
Yeah. Pretty much the same thing. I thought you were going way back to kind of.
No. But same thing. When you bring back, no, but Idzik showed more in his first year than Gase did, but that's besides the point. So, when you brought Gase back for a year or two, you knew that likely Sam was going to be ruined. I mean, most people did, and that likely, it was going to be a complete teardown rebuild. It's not hindsight being 2020. There's literally articles on NYSF Mag where I literally predicted exactly what was going to happen if Adam Gase came back.
We all knew it was going to happen.
To a T.
Shout out Antoine, Niners fan. Take care of Saleh. He's going to be greatly missed. He's smart. Jets players will love him. Play hard for him. You got yourself a good one.
We got a lot of Jets, Niners love going here. We're going to do our best. To the Niners, I got nothing but respect for the Niners. You guys got dope uniforms. You play on the West Coast. Got no issue with any 49ers, anything. I mean, except for the fact that in 2001, maybe, when Garrison Hurst ran for 99 yards in overtime to beat us. Besides that, it's I got nothing but love for the 49ers.
Wasn't that 98?
It might have been 98.
That was the first game of the 98 season, I think.
Yeah, it might have been 98. Yeah. It probably was because I was in college. I just wasn't sure what year it was when I was in college.
Quinton said, yes, sir. Becton said the same thing. Also said, let's work, coach. I like it. Young guys buying in.
They must be so happy to be Gase free. Oh, my God.
There's another comment here. I missed it. It was something about, I guess, LaFleur runs his own run scheme.
Yeah, somebody said no more runs up the middle.
Yeah, but also that fit Le'Veon Bell. Let's bring him back. I mean, enough people bought the jerseys, so.
Yeah, but he didn't exactly tear. As convinced as I was that he was going to rip it up in Kansas City, and he still might. Maybe he makes some big plays in the playoffs, but I don't know. He looks like he's shot.
Top 3 receivers to sign in free agency. Probably Robinson, Godwin, and Galladay.
Yeah, definitely over Juju.
Yeah. Juju I like, but just all the nonsense, though. I mean, he tanked his stock, I think, by doing all that shit.
I don't even have a problem with all the TikTok stuff, to be honest. But it gets to a certain point where it starts to cause a distraction. It was. It's weird how certain things are fun when you're 11-0, and then when you start losing a couple of games, it becomes less funny. Like Rex Ryan was awesome when you were winning, but when he started losing, it was like he's an asshole. Yep. And it's like it was that kind of vibe with Juju, as far as I'm concerned. It was like he was having fun with it. It was dancing on the logos, and they were 11-0, and then all of a sudden they lost a couple of games. He got knocked out in Cincy, and all of a sudden it was like he was an asshole. So I don't know.
Whoa, Mike Tannenbaum was worse than Idzik?
No.
He let Rex miss on defensive players.
No,
I mean,
no,
you can give a lot of the credit during the Tannenbaum era to Mangini, some of those drafts, but even still, I mean, we were a winning team under Tannenbaum, and Idzik had how many draft picks over those 2 years? 21 picks. And
Tanny was here for a lot of good years. Like we were from 98 to 2010 for those 12 years, we were legitimately a playoff contender every single year. The only times we didn't make the playoffs were when we kept getting unlucky and having our quarterback injured for the year. We lost in 99. We lost, Vinny. We lost Chad multiple times.
Yep.
Every other year. So you come back, make the playoffs. Get injured, come back, make the playoffs. Get injured, come back, make the playoffs. It's crazy. We had a wild run there, but I think we made the playoffs 7 out of 10 years in that stretch.
Well, wasn't he just
AFC championships?
Wasn't he just like the cap guy though? with the Vinny years. Wasn't who is somebody else?
I'm just saying he was here during those times. Is all I'm saying. He's a part of the organization, and so and he was the GM for those championship teams. So you can't really compare him to Idzik. That's not fair.
Thoughts on trading for Matt Stafford? No.
Listen, I
don't hate Stafford, but my preference is either draft a quarterback or just build around Sam.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Somebody that's going to be here for the long term.
Here's something that came up today. Let me ask you this. This is an interesting one. Let's ask the people reading too. Let's say after this year is over that the Packers decide that they want to see what they got in Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers decides he wants to move on. What do you think about that?
I'd be all for it, but the way Aaron Rodgers played this year, I don't think they're moving on from him. That we actually talked about that a couple nights ago. I'd be on board with Aaron Rodgers for a couple years, but
I mean, it's like he's not over the hill.
That's essentially Brett Favre, but with a couple years. So you would think, I mean, again, with all the resources we have, we can put a legitimate team around him.
Younger than Favre,
and he probably gives you the best chance to win. But I want that guy that's going to be here for the next 10 to 15 years. So,
I know, but sometimes you have to put those plans on hold if a guy like Aaron Rodgers shakes loose. Matt Stafford wouldn't be the worst plan as far as I'm concerned if you didn't draft we'll see. There's so many. The thing I love about this offseason that's so fascinating is there's so many different directions it could go in. Yeah, we take Aaron Rodgers. Absolutely.
It's Favre all over again.
But you know what? It's Favre all over again. Is that really terrible? Favre had us at 8-3 and ranked in the ESPN power rankings #1 before he hurt his shoulder and it all went to shit against the Broncos. So
you'd have to empty the tank for A-Rod. He is a Packer royalty. I live in Wisconsin, and they'd burn Lambeau to the ground if they traded him. Probably agree.
He drafted Love. What did you draft Love for if you're not going to eventually give him they did the same thing to Favre, right? They drafted Aaron Rodgers, and then Favre still had an MVP season with the Vikings after they got rid of him, and he was playing well with the Jets before he got hurt.
Yes, I am manning the chat because Tyson is asleep. Imagine Rodgers with Allen Robinson and Denzel Mims, and you could even draft another receiver. Please, if you're getting Rodgers, you could take a receiver at 2. You could take Sewell at 2. Plenty of options, but I just don't think that's happening. Rodgers, Watson,
either one.
Big Ben.
No.
What are we doing here?
No.
Zach Wilson telling us he's built for New York, and he's going to
another guy I like.
All right, you really like him though?
Yeah.
Based on what?
Guy's got an arm. He's got a little swag.
What did he really show you? I mean, he didn't really play any good teams in college.
I'm not going to pretend like I watched tons of BYU games. I watched the Florida Chick-fil-A something Seltzer Bowl or whatever the fuck that thing was called. That was down here in Boca. The Boca Bowl. That's what it was. It was just called the Boca Bowl because it was right next door to where I live. It was 10 minutes away, and I was thinking about going. What's up, guys? Love you, Tyson. Where's Tyson?
Still sleeping. If you're trading for a quarterback, trade for Watson. Again, the big thing with that is just getting him to agree to come here. You could offer as much of a package as anybody. I mean, even with the Dolphins considered the front runners right now, they're picking 3rd, you're picking 2nd, but you got all those extra picks. I mean, you could offer Houston as much as anybody. You just have to convince Watson to come here if he's even going to get traded in the first place.
Could you imagine, we were waiting for 20 years for Tom Brady's ass to finally get the hell out of the division. The second he does, the Bills get a franchise quarterback and the Dolphins get Deshaun Watson, and we're just sitting there. It's you've got to be shitting me.
And that's what bothers me so much. 2 years ago, nobody was talking about Josh Allen being better than Sam Darnold. Nobody was. And even last year, he was last in completion percentage. There were plenty of questions about him, but they did it right around him. They got him Stephon Diggs. They drafted receivers. They built an O-line around him. Dable runs a system that's perfect for him with the RPO.
A damn shame.
Yep. We got Mike LaFleur in the chat. Me and Robert want to meet Tyson.
Mikey, welcome to town. Welcome to town.
Welcome to New York. You'll be able to talk to Tyson tomorrow night. Zach Wilson was damn good in college. Just watch the tape. Throws he makes translates. All right. I admittedly haven't watched enough on him yet, but just, based on a lot of stuff that I've read, I mean, it seems like he hasn't really played enough competition. Seems like, I guess, size also is an issue.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of quarterbacks that didn't really play against competition. I mean, small school quarterbacks come into the pros and play. I mean, Carson Wentz hasn't exactly endeared himself, over the last couple of years to Eagles fans, but I mean, he was an MVP candidate right out of college, right? I mean, he was kicking ass in the pros for his first couple of years. battled with injuries, and now he's, who knows what happens in Philadelphia with him. I'm sure they're gonna have to keep him, but like, who did he play? Who did Steve McNair play? Who did there's cases of guys that didn't play against competition, but their skills translated. I mean, Josh Allen, even look at Josh Allen. Who did he play against?
That's true. Yeah, Wyoming. Jamal now trying to come back, play for Saleh. Imagine that. I'm amazed how many people dismiss Dak as a possibility
for the Jets.
Yeah, I mean, they have the cap space. I mean,
he's like, like I said, Jerry Jones, I saw like he did an interview and said basically he's gonna. I've never seen an owner do that before. It was what made it so shocking. He basically gave up all leverage. He said, "I'm just gonna give him whatever he wants, pretty much." It's crazy.
Wilson throwing motion and Fields decision making, both problematic. And that's the thing. Like, if you have any questions about either of these guys, I'd much rather take a chance on Sam for a year or 2 years rather than take a gamble on one of these guys for 4 or 5 years at the expense also of whatever trade package you can get from moving down. Because to me, like, if you miss on another quarterback, like, not only can you not take another quarterback for another 3-4 years, but you're missing out on all those other assets that you could get from trading down. So you got to be 1,000% fucking sure if you're going to take one.
The good news is, I have a feeling that this offensive coordinator and this head coach and this general manager will be able to put their heads together and know the answer if that's the guy, and if it's not, to not take him. I mean, you don't just take a quarterback because you need one. That's the worst thing you can do. Take the best one that's available. You need one. That's how you end up with a freaking Hackenberg guy like that. Like, you take the guy if you fall in love with him. That's the most important guy to draft. So if you take one this year, and that's why I'm so disappointed in the James Morgan pick, to be honest. I wish I could have seen what James Morgan was. Like, what if James Morgan, what if he can throw his hat in the ring? Who knows what he is?
We learned, I think, several years ago with Christian Hackenberg, week 17, we all said the same thing, right? Oh, let's just see what he is. Put him in there. There was a reason that they clearly didn't want to put him in there, because he sucked. So I'm leaning towards that probably being the same thing with Morgan. They've had 16 weeks to evaluate him. I mean, I know it was a shortened training camp and everything, but they had 16 weeks. There was no reason not to play him. I mean, they weren't playing for anything. So you would think perfect opportunity to just kind of evaluate him, but they didn't. So to me, that says he wasn't ready for the job.
After week 12, if we fired Gase, forced a new person to start James Morgan, and found out for the last 4 weeks of the season, either you're going to go 0-4 and get Trevor Lawrence, or you have a quarterback. Makes sense to me, but what do I know?
Wilson does have some zip on the ball, but so does James Morgan.
I watched James Morgan, guys. So down here when for a minute there before COVID and everything, we started towards the end of last year, we started SFSF, South Florida Sports Fans, and I was covering the Miami Hurricanes. I was on the sideline, and they played James Morgan and FIU at Marlins Park, and I was on the field for that, and I watched James Morgan beat the Canes. They were like 17-point dogs. It was crazy.
Yep.
I mean,
Saleh's offensive coordinator is Mike LaFleur, brother of Matt LaFleur with the Packers. Thoughts on Douglas and Saleh not knowing each other until last week? That makes me excited because they clearly have the same vision. Excellent point there. Yeah, I mean, this wasn't Doug Peterson, who he had the ties to. It wasn't Wink Martindale from the Ravens. This is a guy that, again, they went through the interview process, brought him in for the second interview, clearly saw what they liked, and they were able to close the deal. So, get you excited.
I thought that tonight also, because I was thinking, like, just because all this cronyism, right? All this nepotism. I'm gonna give a favor. Same reason why we got freaking Adam Gase, because Peyton Manning said so. Like, it's like everybody's always gonna give a ringing endorsement for their guy, right? So, like, it makes me happier if, like, you go outside your comfort zone and actually just hire the guy that was the best guy that you interviewed, right? I mean, it makes sense to me.
My wife is for the streets. Adam Gase in this chat. It's fucking hysterical. Does this raise Herndon stock significantly? I would hope so. I mean,
he needs to start catching the ball and holding on to it, but he looked good at the end of the season. I mean, he shows flashes. Who knows what Herndon is yet, but
I feel like we say that with a lot of guys, though. Like a lot of the young guys on here. I mean, they show flashes. Yeah, I'd like to see what a real coaching staff can do with some of these players. I don't think we know what the ceiling is for a lot of guys on this team right now. Sam plus Saleh, at least 7 wins next year. It's not up for that, I guess. Kyle Trask, I'm the guy. Makes more adjustments pre-snap than me.
That's definitely Kyle. That's Kyle.
There's nobody else that wants Kyle Trask other than Kyle, so
Nope.
it has to be him. Stop talking quarterback. There's too many other needs.
Well, quarterback's a pretty big need.
Well, we think it's a need, but we don't know for a fact that it's a need. I kind of agree with that comment, to be honest with you.
In my head, I have Tyson right now freaking out on you, just losing his mind, spilling his beer.
So
that's what's going on.
My theory is we know for a fact we need 2 edge rushers. We know for a fact we need probably 2 starting cornerbacks. We know we need at least 2, maybe 3 offensive linemen. Need 1, maybe 2 starting caliber wide receivers, including a legit number 1. We don't know for a fact we need a quarterback. We think we do based on, the last 2 years. Sam hasn't really, kind of shown the progress that we all wanted to see, but he's still young as shit. He hasn't had a good coach, didn't have his starting receivers until week 9. Shitty offensive line, every excuse I'm going to go down. So I don't think we know for a fact that we don't have a quarterback yet.
Listen, my mind is open to any and all possibilities at this point. I'm just happy we got the right coach. I think
and that's what makes you feel good about the decision. Like whichever direction they go, whether it's drafting a quarterback or sticking with Sam, having the right head coach in theory, it makes you comfortable that they're going to build it the right way, whatever direction they go in. So yeah, the team to beat in the division is going to be the Bills, and it's going to be them for a while. Worries me about Saleh. It was that game that mattered. I'm not going to put too much stock into one game, but yeah, the Bills are still the team to beat. No doubt about that.
Is anybody here in any way rooting for the Bills to beat the Ravens? Because I hope the Bills get pummeled. I wanted the Bills to lose that game on Sunday so badly, but they moved on. We need that.
I'm rooting for
the Bills. You rooting for them?
Yeah.
You're rooting for the Bills?
Yeah, I am. That's the problem with doing all
comment
these
section. Do what you do.
No, that's
do
the
what you do. Comment section.
That's the problem with doing all these live streams. We've had so many Bill fans come in here and they're like, guys, like we've been down the same path as you for the last 20 years. Like I've developed a soft spot for them this year.
Nah.
Listen, I will always hate the Dolphins. I will always hate the Patriots. Nothing will ever change with that. I grew up hating Miami. Last 20 years, I've hated the Patriots. We've never had a real reason to hate Buffalo.
Bullshit.
Only because they're in the division in week 17.
Circle back in your brain to how you felt walking out of that stadium week 17, 2015 after Kembrell Tompkins drop.
Yeah, I felt like shit, but that was our own fault. We didn't show up to play. We didn't show up to play.
Fuck the Bills.
There's a good comment here.
I hope there's Bills fans in this comment. Fuck you, fuckers.
Thank you guys again for joining us.
You lose.
It's fucking crazy. We're almost at 500 people here at 2:00 in the morning. Comments are going nuts. I'm trying to keep up, but
love it.
I don't have my mouse plugged in, so I'm going with my laptop right now.
Bills are human. I'm okay with the Ravens pummeling the Bills. Love that.
Remember Herndon was doing everything that was asked of him?
Yeah, I remember that. Blocking. He was blocking. They turned Herndon into a blocking tight end. Give me a fucking break.
Niner fan Robert Saleh will be missed.
Welcome to the chat, Niner fans.
Keeping Sam is lunacy. All right. Who on our current roster can actually play zone coverage decently? Bless is more of a man guy. I know Bryce Hall. He did very well in zone coverage in college.
Bryce Hall got that pick against who? Against Jared Goff, right? In zone coverage. That was a nice play by him.
Yeah. So many comments. Holy shit. Yes, I will keep the excuses coming for you.
Primetime Sam Darnold's agent.
Well, Jay, I mean, you know more than anybody. Like when I've got to take, I don't waffle on it. I stick with it until the end. And once it's like officially down in flames, then I'll admit I was wrong. McCagnon, Hackenberg. I mean, I went down in flames. I wanted to see Geno get a chance, but I never really believed in him. I wanted him to get a chance over Fitzpatrick, especially after, that year started going to shit.
Fair.
He was the younger guy. I felt like it made more sense to at least find out.
I got to think of somebody else who you loved that didn't pan out. There's got to be somebody.
I think it's only Hackenberg and Mack that I really went down in flames with. What else we got? If Sam fails, then what bozo do you play? We need a guy.
Well, I mean, that's my point. So what happens if you keep Sam and you draft a guy? And you let him battle it out. Let the winner play.
Where are you drafting him, though?
Well, I mean, let's say if you drafted a quarterback number 2 even.
Yeah. And you're going to keep Sam? I don't think they would keep Sam, though, if they did that.
Why not?
I just don't think they would do it. What's up, Rangers 21? Tough loss tonight.
Let's go Devils.
Devils even play tonight?
I don't think so. Not tonight.
Bills are human.
I'm all screwed up with my sports watching because I'm down here in Florida and I don't get Devils games or Knicks games or any of that stuff. So I'm not. There's no chance that I'm investing in the package to watch the Knicks until they give me a reason to.
Yeah.
So
showed you some stuff early in your.
They did, but they're on a losing streak again, and I'm starting to get PTSD with the Knicks.
I'm okay with the Ravens pummeling the Bills. I'm not a real fan. Rooting for a division rival.
That's what I'm saying. Give him shit. Kill him in that chat.
Saleh is threatening to leave. Bills have been really disrespectful this year. I don't look at it as disrespect. I mean, every team's going to be disrespectful to some point. I mean, the Titans were dancing on the Ravens logo. The Ravens returned the favor. I mean, that's
what the Bills do that's disrespectful. I feel like the Bills have been. I'll agree with Primetime on this. I feel like the Bills, outside of being a Jets division rival, have been a pretty likable team. Like they're fun.
They're a fun team to watch. Yeah,
you know,
they remind me a lot.
Their fans are relatively fun. I mean, we've been to a lot of visiting team stadiums. I've been to some places where I absolutely hated the fans. We had some fun partying with the Bill fans. I mean, but I want them to lose and lose bad. I really want them to get the shit kicked out of them big time. I want Lamar Jackson to put up about 280 rushing yards and about 430 passing yards on, beating about 56-3.
I'm not going to shed any tears if the Bills lose, but you know, I don't hate them with the same venom that I hate the Patriots and the Dolphins.
Well, that said, I really hope that that the Browns somehow figure out a way to beat the Chiefs. That would be amazing.
Shifting real quick to the Mets. Thoughts on Lindor? How about that?
Frankie.
All our teams heading in the right direction, doing some good moves.
Did you see? Okay, since we're talking about the Mets, did you see Steve Cohen put a tweet up there? I was thinking the Johnsons would never.
Yes.
He said, "How can I improve the stadium?"
I saw that. That's what you want in an owner, like that right there, like just relating to the fans, like getting input from the fans, like the way he tweets back and forth with the fans.
My heart melted. I was like, yes,
he gets it. He gets it. He gets it.
Meanwhile, Woody Johnson's out here freaking tweeting him from his ambassadorship in London and
at UL.
I mean, come on, like. And the crazy thing is, Citi Field is a wonderful place to watch a game. MetLife Stadium is a dump. Like, if there's somebody who should be asking their fans how they can improve the stadium, it should be freaking Woody Johnson, not Steve Cohen.
And that's the thing, like with the Jets, like they just feel like they have all the answers. They feel like they know better with everything, whether it's stadium experience or hiring the coach, ignoring everybody else on Matt Rule and Kingsbury. Nope, we're going to hire Adam Gase. Like they always feel like they know better. This time, maybe they got it right, but just the history of everything, stadium, PSL, all of it.
I'm Tyson 2.0.
Yep. Same haircut. Mike LaFleur, I hope I made the right decision. You did, Saleh, don't worry.
So now we have Saleh and LaFleur communicating with each other in the chat?
Yep.
Love that.
It's beautiful.
Love that. Come together.
Kafka as OC. No, it's already LaFleur.
Okay, so Kafka, here's an interesting little note about Kafka. Over at 137, I helped produce the Car Talk pod over there, and we actually had Kafka on as a guest. He's a friend of the pod, and he's a great dude. And listen, he helped develop Patrick Mahomes. And Mike Kafka wants to come to town with his offensive knowledge, and man, let's go. Did
I hear Schefter tonight? Yeah, the idea that they're going to stick with Sam. I love that idea. We addressed it earlier in the show. I'm all on board with that. Trust me.
I woke Primetime up with that tweet. I sent that to him, and I said, it's happening with it, like 7 exclamation points.
That's how you were able to get me out of bed.
Yeah, it's happening.
Oh, shit, Sam's staying. We got our head coach. Let's go live. Let's get the likes up, fellas. Appreciate it. Thank you again to everyone that's joining us, especially this late.
Sometimes we appreciate all you guys.
To be honest, we trolled when they drafted Josh Allen. We are douchebags. that's a fact. I mean, we all called Josh Allen Christian Hackenberg 2.0. There were a lot of similarities in accuracy and the turnovers.
Can you imagine what would have happened on Jets Twitter or Jets Facebook or Jets YouTube or whatever that night if the Jets had gone ahead and drafted Josh Allen instead of Sam Darnold? People would have lost their fucking minds, dude. It would have been a bloodbath. And nobody was giving Josh Allen a chance. It was like the worst idea on the planet. And you know who was the one person who was in my ear all the time saying Jets fans are crazy, Josh Allen is the man? I got to give him props. Fireman Ed. He loved, on NYJF TV, dude, Fireman Ed was talking about he loved Josh Allen. And, I mean,
That's the problem. The fan base was too scarred with the Hackenberg pick, where
Yeah.
they saw the inaccuracy, they saw the turnover issues. That clearly he was a quarterback that needed to be developed. So I mean, it's not like he was playing like this, in his first year. I mean, Sam was better than him year one, but they developed him the right way. And even if we did draft him, we're probably running him out of town right now. If he was playing with Adam Gase, we're probably running him out of town right now. Tyson is in bed. We tried calling him live. He did not answer. Jason, you got an extra follow?
Appreciate you.
Yeah, shout out to Romeo. Also, he does a lot of clips for us, chopping up.
Romeo does a great job. I was saying, I actually was commenting on that the other day. He does an awesome job. I want to show you guys something. I'll be back in literally 1 second.
Yep, go for it. I got plenty of comments to get. Yeah, Jason's great. If you don't know, he was in charge of NYSF Mag prior to handing it off to me. So all the stuff that we used to do out there, that's a lot of him. Fireman Ed was wrong on Gase. Again, with Ed, though, he wants to give everybody a chance. Like, we didn't like Gase at the time. I didn't like Gase at the time, but going into at least the first year, I wanted to give him a chance. Like, we were at training camp. We saw some good things with the offense. I tried to buy in, and then by week 3, I think we all saw, like, all right, it's not going to work out.
Yeah, Fireman Ed was wrong about Gase, but he called me up. He was half crying about it and was apologizing to me for giving me a whole bunch of shit about how wrong he was about Gase. But because of that, because Fireman Ed is a stand-up guy, and we all have good takes and bad takes. Nobody look at Kev. He was just stand up about the fact that he defended McCagnon and Hackenberg. This is what happens. Like, we're friends and we like to argue about the best path that we see fit to win. But at the end of the day, all we want to do is win. We're not paid professionals. We just give our takes. Guys, check this out. This right here. Yeah. Denzel Mims, this is a 1 of 1. This is the only one of these that exists on the planet. Denzel Mims, rookie auto. His first auto, his first rookie card, and I have that. And
so I blame you for all his injury woes this year then.
Okay, we have a James Morgan, gold ice.
Worth nothing?
Well, not yet, but it will be. We have a LaMichael Pirine. Here, I'll give you the best.
This is why the entire draft class was hurt, because you invested in all these.
Michael Pirine White Sparkle. That's a fun one.
You ruined our draft class.
I literally have like hundreds of these rookie autos from the Jets class, including also Ashton Davis's 1 of 1.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, 1 of 1.
He might have a shot.
We'll see.
Him and Mims. I think that's your only hope.
We shall see. I have these are all going out to PSA to get graded. I don't know why, but I'm going to.
Drinking with Ed at the Jamal event was something I wanted to do since I was in middle school. Yeah.
You guys should have been there. The best drinking with Ed event by far was the first time we went to Mo Wilkerson's bowling event. You remember that, Kev? Were you there?
Yeah, I was there for that.
When we were doing shots with David Harris and like all of them, we were getting.
Sheldon, I think, was there, right?
We were. At one point, Ed led a Jets chant, I think, with Mo, Sheldon, Snacks, David Harris, and we were all in there. And I was like, "What is going on here tonight?" That was the craziest night.
Y'all got a good one today. Congrats to Jet fans. Go Niners. Appreciate it. Aaron Jones is already a Jet. ROC's bro is going to tell JD to give him the bag. Jones also has experience in zone run scheme.
He is a free agent. I mean, and they did draft A.J. Dillon, and A.J. Dillon looked pretty good. So, that could be an interesting move. But I think the Jets, speaking of PTSD, are going to have PTSD on signing an expensive running back. Like, what's Aaron Jones going to command, I guess, is what it comes down to. The Gase card, I actually do have an Adam Gase card somewhere over here. I really do. It was a gag gift.
Oh, that's right, your gift. I forgot. Yep.
It was a gag gift from Robbie Jersey. Let's see if I can find it.
Who's the starting running back? My preference is still to draft a running back. I mean, I'm probably not going to draft one with the top 3 picks, but one of the 2 third-round picks, I wouldn't mind drafting a guy like Sermon or something like that if he's still there.
Prime time, I have your rookie auto right here.
Oh, my God. I can't believe you have that shit. You should put that up for auction on the chat. Probably get a lot of money.
It gets hung right next to my Fire Adam Gase shirt.
That's unbelievable.
It is. Oh, and speaking of, just for fun, his documentary's on Sunday, the Tiger Woods rookie.
Oh, shit. Wow. What's that worth?
They had a big run-up. I got them for like $225, and like within like a couple of weeks, they were at like $560, but they've kind of crashed back down. They're worth like $3. Burn that card. I'm not burning it because I think it's funny. I mean, it's all right.
Great moment for me having Ed in my section at the Colts-Jets playoff game in Indy years back, so I could join in on the Jets chant live.
Matt, were you in that section? Was Gary V in that section too? Because Ed and Gary, I remember from that game, there's videos of them doing Jets chants together. I actually have that video somewhere.
Actually, I remember seeing that.
Yeah.
Say I convinced Joe Douglas to draft Zach Wilson. You think I should trade up with the 49ers to get Pitts? Go for it. Why not? I still don't want Wilson, but that's just me.
Well, you want Sam.
I'm okay with whatever Saleh wants to do. My preference is Sam. Sermon might be there in the third. His first half of the year of tape isn't flashy. That's where I'm looking for a running back, though. Like you said before, we have so many needs between O-line, wide receiver, maybe even a tight end. If we can get Pitts or somebody like that.
Dude, you can find a running back. There's cheap free agent running backs that are good.
But I do want like a dynamic, game-changing speed back who could do it all, like catch passes out of the backfield, take one of the half. We haven't had that in so long,
Yeah, it would be nice. I mean, maybe P. Ryan could be something. I mean, you just
you want a real autograph on that card? Adam Gase will make it happen for you.
If he would sign my shirt, I'd like that a little better.
Trying to go back.
Put a D on fired Adam Gase.
As much as this kills me as a lifelong Niners fan, I have to say it's worth it seeing you guys as happy. Take good care of him, boys. Best of luck. Tim, appreciate that.
We appreciate that, man. Listen, I'm getting a lot of love. I see why you like the Bill fans, because these people are nice in this chat. This isn't like Twitter, man. Twitter, they be coming for our heads. This is fun.
A lot more fun.
Props to the Niner fans.
Where did Joe Beningo come from? I don't got beef with you, bro.
Joe Beningo is the man.
Did they announce anything about the press conference tomorrow? Because I'll be working until like 12:30.
I didn't see anything, honestly. I was a little tapped out, but I can look.
Yeah, because I have a half day tomorrow, so I'm only until 12:30. So
I'm off on Monday. I'm pretty excited about this. A nice long weekend.
Yeah, me too.
So I guess we could look on who would even announce that. I guess Samini.
How do y'all feel about Fields? I'm personally intrigued. I mean, I think he's going to be a good starting quarterback in this league. I don't know what his ceiling is yet. I think he does have to be developed a little bit and put in the right system, like a lot of these young quarterbacks. But he's got the mobility. He showed you a ton of fucking toughness and heart over the last couple of weeks, with the injury playing through that. Some things I want to see as far as his touch passes go. But, he's got the skill set, I think, which, that's what you want.
Can I read you something, Primetime?
Yeah, go for it.
So Samini put a tweet out there. He said the biggest question facing Saleh, who is his quarterback, had brief comments about Sam Darnold before facing the Jets in week 2. He said, Saleh will have significant input in the Jets quarterback decision. Does he want to ride with Darnold, who struggled in 2020, or will he endorse a new quarterback via the 2021 draft? Before facing the Jets in week 2, Saleh said Darnold is getting a lot better. He's a very talented quarterback. Then his defense, crippled by injuries that day, went out and held Darnold to 179 passing yards at a meaningless late touchdown pass in a 31-13 win. So I don't know what that means, but
that was also when we literally had nobody at receiver. Weren't we starting like Chris Hogan and Lawrence Cager that game?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Perriman was out, Mims was out, and Crowder might have even been banged up also. Because I know there was one game within the first 3 weeks where Gase even said they were like drawing up plays on the sideline because they had 2 healthy receivers. So if that was the game, I mean, I wouldn't put too much stock into that one. And they still had the offensive line that was banged up. So
the beat has been getting so scooped, by the way, man. Like what?
Yeah, dude, the beat is fucking useless nowadays.
Useless. Like they are all reporting. They all reported the coaching hire because Josina Anderson reported it first, and they had to tag her on all their reports.
Here's a good one for you. Where's a good place to get your cards graded? I got a ton of basketball cards from the 90s around the Shaq rookie era. Okay,
so here's what I'm going to tell you, Derek. PSA. The problem is that it takes right now to get your cards back 6 to 7 to 8 months. It's really why they're so backlogged because of this huge rise and boom in the sports card industry. So you have also Beckett. Beckett also is really backlogged and could take you 6 months. And there's a new grading company, I believe, called CCG that just came out, and they're grading cards with artificial intelligence, with scanning and everything. supposed to be the new wave. Only question is, how's that gonna, PSA is, if you have a PSA 10, a mint PSA card, that's bringing back the most value right now. Like a PSA 10 sells for more than a Beckett 9.5, which is an equivalent grade. And I have no clue what's going to happen with these CCG cards. So best thing I would tell you to do is, honestly, and I'm not just saying this, go follow Card Talk Pod at Card Talk Pod on Instagram. And, we have a sick podcast that gives you all that kind of information. Or you can hit me up. I run the account. So if you have any questions about cards, just hit me up in the DMs.
I'm so mad I stopped getting into the card game. Like when I was younger, that's all I did. I mean, anytime I had $5, I went to the store, bought fucking cards. Still got like 30,000 of them somewhere. Like in boxes.
Do you know how close we were, Kev? Like LeBron rookies, Topps Chrome LeBron rookies right now at mint condition are selling for $22,000. Michael Jordan rookies. I was collecting cards in '86. Michael Jordan rookies, dude.
Makes me sick.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars.
The stories that my dad tells me also, like growing up in the 50s and 60s, he had all those, like, Mantle, all the greats, all the rookies. And every year what they would do in the Bronx, they would just toss them out the windows at the end of every year. Or they'd put them on the bicycle wheels and, just make sounds with them and shit. And they would just get rid of them.
I'm interviewing the guy who bought it tomorrow morning at 11:30. And that interview will be up tomorrow. A PSA 9 Mickey Mantle 1952 rookie card yesterday broke a record for the most money ever spent on one single card. It's
5.2 million, right?
5.2 million.
I saw that. Holy shit.
For a piece of cardboard. God bless America.
Unbelievable. Makes me sick.
It's awesome.
Yeah, where's the other guy that hates Sam Darnold? He's in bed. We tried calling him. He did not answer. Trey Lance is okay. I wouldn't mind Trey Lance. Kyle Pitts can play tight end. I just want a respectable football team out there. I'm not greedy, bro. Thank you, Joe.
Bro, you're retired, bro.
Dude, I was shocked when he did his guest appearance.
I didn't hear that. I'm, not tapped in. Gary was on WFAN this morning. I don't know if you heard that.
No, it was when they won their game against the Rams. Like, he was happy about it. Like that's not the kind of take you'd expect to hear from.
Did you hear Gary on WFAN today?
I didn't listen to it. No, I was working.
Dude, I was happy to hear it actually because I didn't know what his take was on this, but they asked him straight up if there was a camera in his apartment when he was watching the Jets-Rams game, if he was happy, if they would have recorded him being happy during that game or pissed off, and he said pissed off. He said he said that he, as much as it pained him to do, he was rooting for the Jets to lose games so that they could secure the number one pick but he wanted to keep Sam. He's on your team. He wants to keep Sam because he loves Sam, but he wanted the leverage and to be able to trade that pick and get insane haul for it. That was his preference.
See, that's the crazy thing. Like, yes, we could talk about right now, being at pick 2, trading down, building around Sam. Like, I'm all for that. But even if like you're a fan, like you can't. There's nothing to gain by winning that game. Like if you're going to trade down, where are you getting more value from? Trading from pick number 1 or trading from pick number 2? Not that they would have traded, you're not giving up the idea of taking Trevor Lawrence. Like that's not going to happen. But if you were going to do a trade, like you'd want to be sitting number 1. That gives you the head coach. It gives you the best chance to do whatever you want.
Some fans look at the team like a religion, and Sunday starts and you root for the Jets, and that's just the way they look at it, and they won't be convinced otherwise. They don't care about the long-term ramifications. They just are living in the now. That's what it comes down to.
I totally understand fans that look at it that way, but like watching this shit for the last 10 years, I can't. I want the quickest path towards the best coach, best quarterback, like quickest turnaround.
It drove me nuts when people were coming at me that thought that way, telling me I was a bad fan because I didn't tell them they were a bad fan for rooting for wins. I just wanted to be able to root for whatever the fuck I wanted to root for. When in my brain it made sense, and to them it didn't make sense, and they think you're some kind of a sellout loser and you should give up your tickets and never go be a Jet fan. So I don't know. Oh yeah, I was rooting for the tank. Definitely. You're damn right I was rooting for the tank. Dude, I was rooting for the tank so hard that when they beat the Rams, I literally felt like the same way I kind of felt the night after they lost the Doug Bryan game. I swear to God. That it was one of the lowest I've been as a fan the night that they won that game, and it was horrible. But whatever.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy rooting for the losses at all, but like we were all just trying to see the end goal of head coach, new quarterback, best
The
quarterback.
damage was already done. You were
best
0
option to
13.
trade. Yeah, like you weren't playing for anything at that point. So I was just rooting for the quickest way for Gase to go. That too. I mean, like
I wanted Gase gone after 5 games. I was flying airplanes over New York trying to get that.
Well, not just that, but I think a lot of fans still had the thought in the back of their mind that, if the Jets won a couple games, that Chris Johnson would convince himself that, we're starting to turn it around like we did last year.
He said it.
I know.
Joe Douglas said it. They asked him that question. They said, when they fired him in the press conference, they said he said no. They said was he just playing out the string? And his answer was he was hoping that he would turn it around.
Yeah.
So as recently, who knows when he finally decided. I think it was during the Dolphins game when they finally decided, to be honest, because you could see it's changing the message that the media was putting out there.
That's why this chat's elite. Take one of those cards and cover that blinking microwave clock.
Jesus, y'all are thorough. You know what? If I put a chick here dancing the TikTok videos in like a crop top, nobody would have any clue there was even a microwave back there.
This chat misses nothing.
Nothing.
Did you hear Joe Namath as a guest hosting an episode of Jeopardy? I did not hear
It's not even a blinking microwave clock, I don't think. I think what's going on back there is that I took something out of the microwave with like 2 seconds left.
Yeah, we can do a show with all three of us. Usually for the draft, last year we did a live Zoom call, but we'll probably do something this year where we have people on the draft. Yeah, sorry I'm on the wrong side of the screen. That's Tyson's fault. He won't wake up. We tried calling him. So many comments.
Stickler for the rules.
Thank you guys for sticking with us so late, dude. It's crazy.
What is going on? Why are we up at 2:20 in the morning talking about?
Because the Jets have a new head coach. That's why.
I'm from New York. I'm from New Jersey originally. 49er San Carlos. I live currently in Boynton Beach, Florida, on the beach. I couldn't take those cold New York winters anymore, and I got up out of there about 2 years ago. But I do still travel back to New York for the games. When we're allowed to go to the stadium, and I do my fandom thing from down here.
Yeah, my dad's from the Bronx, mom's from Brooklyn, but they moved to Jersey about a year before I was born, so I've only known Jersey. Kyle went to 2 games this year, watched them lose 60-7 in the 2 games. They don't deserve shit. Anyone that watches is a real fan.
This guy got on an airplane and flew down to Florida for those 2 games. You went, if I'm not mistaken, you went to the Miami game and you went to the Indy game, right? Something like that.
I know he went to Miami. I'm not sure what the other one was.
He went to Indy.
Interesting on Richard Sherman. We're getting a lot of talk about Richard Sherman maybe coming here. I wouldn't mind that as a vet if he's not coming, that expensive.
Listen, you need to, like when Rex came over and he brought his guys from Baltimore. I mean, you want to put a couple guys that know the defense.
Yeah, like Jim Leonard, Bart Scott.
Yeah.
We will have Coach Gase on one last time at some point. Not sure when.
Here, how about this? I got an idea.
Yeah.
Blinking clock situation fixed.
There you go. Broncos fan here. You guys got a good pickup with Saleh. Panay with the second, Kyle Pitts, or a wideout with the Seahawks pick. I'd sign up for that. I would definitely be on board with that. Part of NJ is the toaster blinking guy in the right from. Love this shit.
Bergen County, man. We're from Bergen County. I grew up in Teaneck. I went to high school in Ridgewood. I lived in Hackensack for 6 years.
Prime time. You don't sound like you're from the X. Exactly. I did not grow up in the X. Proud of you, Prime, stepping up and handling. I have no choice. Tyson left me hanging out to dry. I had to set this all up by myself. I woke up I literally slept for like 25 minutes before you and my dad started texting me. I'm like, all right, fuck it. We're just
for weeks. I've been hitting up Tyson in prime time, trying to get on this damn live stream. It took Tyson falling asleep to get me on. I was trying to do shotguns with you guys all year, taking primetime shotguns when he refuses to do them, like the little girl that he is. Like, I mean, come on. Like I wanted to get in here and do these damn shotguns with you guys, and nobody wants a shotgun with me.
I never refused a shotgun.
My boys, my tailgate boys, they don't even want to shotgun beers with me in an 0-13 season.
I did 4 in about, 45 minutes in that one game where the Jets just kept turning it over.
It's crazy.
No, actually, I said until the Jets score, I'm going to shotgun every drive. And then they went like 4 straight possessions, like 3 and out.
Should we do a shot? You have any booze in your place?
I do, actually, but I have to wake up for work in 4 hours, and I'm not getting into the hard stuff. No chance. No chance.
A shallot?
I'll get another drink. I'll do that.
What kind of drink? One shot.
The Bud Seltzer lemonades.
Uno Chateau.
Oh,
For that guy that was asking if you speak Spanish, we need to do one shot. How do you say one shot in Spanish? Somebody hit that up for me. You'll shotgun with me? Kyle always shotguns with me. Kyle's my boy.
Kyle's got you.
But I mean, I can't see Kyle. That's no fun.
Jason, I live in Bergen County as well, from OT.
OT. Old Japan?
Yeah, I was hammered that Sunday. That was not a fun stream.
So Miami fans down here. So I've worn my Fire Adam Gay shirt out in public down here. That's funny because Dolphin fans will, when I'm wearing that shirt, like in the supermarket, Dolphin fans will stop me in the supermarket and be like, oh, and they'll shake their head and I'll shake my head. And it's like we dated the same terrible girl. You know, we're like looking at each other like, damn, she sucked. You know,
one shot.
Uno Chateau.
Appreciate Ryan joining us, waking up.
Ryan Barger, what's up, bro?
Yeah, so I don't think any details have been announced as far as the length of the contract or financials or anything, but apparently he's bringing Mike LaFleur with him. So,
yo, shout out to Ryan for two reasons. A, when quarantine started, Ryan sent me like a pallet of beer.
Same to us. Yep.
That got me through like this entire shithole season. So shout out to my boy Ryan on that. Number two, I meant to hit him up on Facebook because I saw it literally, but I was like embarrassed because it was like 3 days late. And it was his birthday. So happy birthday to my boy Ryan. I missed it. I didn't want to hit you up 3 days later when I finally saw that it was your birthday because it crept up on my timeline. I'm barely ever on Facebook nowadays. So Uno Trago. Come on, Un Trago. Do a fucking Trago with me, dude.
So apparently it's a 5-year deal. I didn't see this announced, but yeah, we're getting a bunch of comments. It's a 5-year deal. I didn't see that before we hopped on. So.
And JD's only got another 4, right?
Yeah, I think he's only got 4 years left.
Right. So Salah's gonna be able to fire JD when his signings don't work out too well, and then Salah can hire G.
Imagine that.
Salah's got more clout nowadays.
Oh my God. Primetime calling for work tomorrow. I'm probably just gonna stay straight up and go right to work.
I love working from home. I can fucking sleep and roll out of bed and be at work already. Who's doing a Trago with me?
Tyson moving to backup chat coordinator. Tyson primetime promoted. So again, no offense fix at all.
That's not true.
Can't say that.
That's not true. Listen, if the offense resembles what the 49ers do, then we're in good shape. I mean, listen, did Adam Gase fix the offense? You just want a good coach. That's what they were looking for, is a coach that could run shit. And see, look at this. Look at what all the 49er fans are saying. Like, think about it.
Fans, all of them.
Yeah, like if we lost the coach,
get another drink right back.
If we lost the coach that we loved, right, and we were up in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan chat or something like that, telling him goodbye, like, you know that coach was doing good things in that, where in his former place, and the 49ers weren't exactly a juggernaut this year, but fans still have a ton of respect for Saleh, as you see in the chat.
I'll do primetime shot.
Primetime's gonna do primetime shot.
I'll do a smoky.
Do a little smoky smoke.
Aaron Glenn, DC. Would
love
Aaron
Glenn. Am I allowed to do a little smoke, or is that like do I have to duck?
Yeah, if you want to duck and like blow it into the camera,
I'll do a little duck and blow. I'll be back in a second.
Go for it. Keep going with the chat here. What do we got? Who do you want for defensive coordinator? Aaron Glenn would probably be my choice right now. The fact that he comes from the Parcells and Sean Payton tree, I think is intriguing. As a defensive back coach, getting head coaching interviews, I think that probably told you a lot about how some teams possibly view him. What time do I have to be at work? 7:30. So I might just stay up straight through. See what happens. You guys really gonna make me shotgun? No, I'm not shotgunning. Too late to shotgun. East Coast offense. Light it up. Enjoy it. JD had 4 years left or seasons. Only has had one draft and free agent period. Yeah, but that first year, though, was still one of 6 years, I think, that he was signed for. Prime, you're more of a trooper than me. I need to get back to the best so I can survive my middle school students tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your morning. You too, man. See, luckily I got some sleep after I got home yesterday because I was up all night. Where do I work? I'm a teacher, believe it or not. Shotguns are for game days. I agree, which is why I'm not doing one tonight. You will not twist my arm on that.
Shotguns are for game days, but when you hire a new coach and he's good, you have to break the rules, right? It's like
I'll tell you what. If Tyson joins the live stream, I will shotgun.
Somebody wake up Tyson.
If you find a way to get Tyson in here, I will shotgun tonight.
I'm not calling Tyson at 2:30 in the morning. He will kill me.
I already tried. You should call him next. I already tried calling him.
That man is a trained fighter. You think I want to call him at 2:30 in the morning and wake his ass up? No fucking chance. Your window blanket's looking better.
Jason's gonna do a duck him. I don't know what that is, but I think I want to see.
Y'all don't ever miss an opportunity, do you?
This is how we got through the whole season, dude.
You guys don't ever miss an opportunity just to shit on. I mean, it's great. I love it.
This is how we got through the season.
You're right. Duck and blow is probably a bad choice of words.
Yeah. Prime time, they don't pay you enough for this shit. You can stay home and relax. You work hard. Bong rips are for weeknights.
Adam Gase, you're gonna call Tyson?
I see that. Yeah, call him. That. I need to talk to Tyson about Darnold. He needs to have faith in him. He fits our scheme perfect. Mike
so
will.
How does this work? If I click on a comment, then it shows it. Or
I don't think you have that power, but try it. See if you can.
I don't have guys. He limited my abilities.
I just sent you the link. That's all I did.
Primetime limited my abilities to bring up comments. I feel attacked.
Jennifer Saleh wants to spam his. Is that really Saleh's wife's name, Jennifer?
Come on, guys.
I know it's Jennifer Gase.
Family's out of it.
We always had Jennifer Gase in the chat. We had Wyatt in the chat sometimes, dude. This chat would.
So Jennifer Gase, now that her husband got fired, married the new coach. She's just the Jets coach wife.
She left him. Yeah. You learn quick, Jay. Pour the shot, Jason. The chat will do it with you.
All right, bet. Romeo, you're my boy. That's what I'm talking about.
There you go.
I got you. What are you drinking tonight?
Listen, I already tried to call Tyson's phone. We did it live, I don't know, about like 45 minutes ago, but he would not answer. I texted him a bunch of times too. He still has not answered, so he must be sleeping. He works hard, so I'm not going to bother him too much anymore. Niners fan here. First shot to the Jets. Future on me. Dude, Chris, appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. We definitely appreciate it. And we appreciate your coach coming over. Hopefully he is the answer. Breaking out the good stuff, the JD.
Yeah, it's on.
There you go. The jet glass. Ooh, that's nice. I like that.
Handmade in Mexico. Mexican Costa Maya.
Let's get it. Free Jesus. Jesus Christ, let's take some shots. Fuck Adam Gase. Let's keep this shit. Let's go all night. Let's go all night with this. All night party.
I like it. If you better pour yourself a shot then. Yo, listen.
I still got to go to work, though. I can't go to the hard stuff.
I'm going to make a toast to all my fellow Jet fans out there.
Do it.
All right? Here's what we're going to do. All right? We've all suffered a long fucking run of misery. All right? For those that don't know, I'm just going to introduce myself in this manner. I'm sure a lot of people know this already, but I was the person responsible not just for the fire John Idzik billboards and planes, but also even when prime time over here and Tyson were yelling at me about doing it last year, I still felt so hardcore about how bad Adam Gase needed to go that I flew an airplane over New York to get Adam Gase fired. I don't do that shit because I enjoy it at all. Just like, you know, we don't enjoy rooting for losses at the end of seasons, right? But like, it's frustrating. And I feel like I'm speaking to my people out here watching this shit every year and seeing the same patterns and the same garbage. And I really feel like if I'm saying this, you guys can take it to the bank that, like, you know, I really mean it, because being how outspoken I've been about things that I didn't like about this organization, they finally fucking got it right. And so to all you out there, cheers. We got a nice run of success ahead of us. We deserve it. It's coming. Let's get it. And that was fucking delicious.
Let's go.
Dude.
Tim, appreciate it. Y'all owe us 1 for 1. Darnold for Jimmy G. It's only fair. Even Joe Staley is singing Jets praises on Twitter. Sorry, I don't want anything to do with Jimmy G, but we appreciate it, Tim. LaFleur and Darnold are shopping for 2-bedroom apartments in Hoboken. Toasting right back at you, bros. Appreciate it, Chaz.
Love you, Chaz.
Here for the all-night part. See if we can make it.
Oh, they're going to hate your work tomorrow. They're going to smell the Jack Daniels through the Zoom meeting.
Imagine.
Thank God they can't do that.
Got Stone Cold in the house. Cheers. LaFleur, I don't know too much about you other than your brother's a success, so I'm hoping you will be the same. Guys, this is awesome. Cheers. Even if I'm hungover all day at work in a few hours, totally worth it. Absolutely, dude. Just the idea of like having a fresh start going into next year, a coach that like we can believe in, a guy that's a leader that players want to play for. You know, we'll see if it works out, but at least it's some hope.
Yo, Prime, I think we got a big money super.
Did I miss one? Did I miss one?
Yeah, up top.
I think I got that one already. Oh, wait. Yeah, I showed that one while you were getting your JD.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, or did I miss it? There might have been another one that was actually the same thing. I don't know. But yeah, appreciate it. Niner fan. Thank you. Thank you, Chris. If I did miss it, then thank you, Chris. Jason has no power. I'll see what I can do to fix that.
All I'm trying to do is bring up comments. There's comments here that are saying that I'm the coolest fucking guy in the world, and Primetime won't bring them up.
Dude, you don't know how fast the comments like refresh. I'm trying.
I mean, people are out here telling the world how awesome I am, and you won't put the comments up there. I'm like, I can't bring it up.
I don't see them.
My people love me.
Love the toast. There you go. Love the toast. Words of wisdom. See, I'm finally catching up to like where you did the toast. Let's go all night. Have this dude on the podcast more. Now I'm getting to him.
Let's bring this up. Let's bring this up. Yeah. Primetime yelled at me last night for being too negative on Twitter.
About what?
I'm posting mean stuff on Twitter.
You fight with people too much. I don't go back and forth with people like you do.
I was too angry. This team has made me too angry and bitter over the years, but I'm actually happy. Like, it's a happy face on a Thursday night talking Jets football for the first time in fucking forever. Have to do the podcast more. I'm always on the pod. I call in almost every week on the call-in show. Those are my boys.
We may have to stay up until Tyson wakes up. Usually he wakes up around 5, which would be another 2.5 hours. I don't know if I could do that. Only downside of this news is no Titanic screening next year. We're still going to do Titanic at some point. Don't worry. Adam Gase wants to smoke one with you.
Adam, I would love to smoke one with you. Watch your eyes bug the fuck out.
You're the coolest guy in the world.
It's true. 3
amigos. So I guess they want you on the show permanently. What does that mean for Tyrone though? We got to get Tyrone on here too.
Tyrone's my guy.
I wonder if Tyrone's up right now. Could bring him
on.
How do you live off no sleep and be a teacher? Honestly, dude, I don't know. Usually I get like 2.5, 3 hours at night, and then I come home, take a quick nap. I never get more than like 3 hours at a time.
How's that possible?
Ever. I don't sleep well. Never sleep well.
If I don't get like, I'm fucked tomorrow because I got to get up at like, I got to get up in 6.5 hours.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
It's a good night for me if I get like 4 hours, but I usually get a quick nap when I get home, like 3 to 4:35-ish, something like that. But I like Jay's takes on the radio. Always good. Wish y'all would take calls live. We do that on Tuesday night. If you ever want to call in, 929-477-2651. But yeah, we got to figure out a way to like bring people on here. I mean,
you can.
Yeah, we just got to send the link, right?
Yeah.
Is that simple? All right, yeah.
Send
So
the link and bring them up.
Yeah, we can set up shows where we do that.
Why don't you do it right now?
I don't want to start getting into that now.
I think it'll be fun. Let's bring some of these maniacs up here and do some shots with them.
That's an experiment. Then I got to email the link and everything. And
no, you put the link in the live chat.
What? I don't know how that works.
If you put the link in the chat, people can click it and come onto the show.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know who we're gonna get though.
But they'll just come in. You don't. They won't be able to come in. They'll just be able to sit in the waiting room, and then you can bring them in whoever you want once they're in.
All right. Well, if there's anybody that wants to come in, I guess we can try it
If
out.
you guys want to come into the show and do a shot with us, we can bring a couple of you on.
Chad is better.
Chad is probably better. He's probably
Tuesday nights are light, prime time, man. Appreciate it. So the teachers had the same schedule as the students.
That's true.
Saleh Steele hire of the year, hopefully.
Fact.
Nice to see the Jets as the first team making the hire too. You know, like they were the first domino that fell. Usually, like we're waiting for the other pieces and everything. So
they spelled it out too. Like before, they were like, "We're going to take our time." I was like, "Oh, here we go again."
Yep.
A nice thorough search while all the other coaches are getting scooped up, and you wind up with option 7.
I hope you and Tyson never have a falling out prime time. You should be doing this for years, like Wilbon and Tony Kornheiser. I'll tell you what, me and Tyson have been through so many battles throughout the year. The fact that we're still doing it now, 5 years later, all the losing that we've been through, all the fights that we've been through on the air, off the air, I don't think there's anything that's going to end this show at this point. So
you guys don't know how close the three of us are, even though sometimes we hate each other. Like those are like my brothers, and we battled on so many different occasions over so much shit. I mean, it's like literally endless. But
it's only natural when you're working with people for so long, and especially like when your coverage is on a team that's just fucking terrible and you're miserable during a lot of it. So
look, end of the day, I mean, everyone's heart's in the right place, so that's why we don't, it never gets too heated. But we definitely talk a lot of shit to each other, especially about jet takes.
Some people want you promoted. I have to pry you away from 137.
Yeah, I got my hands full.
Trask might be a steal at 34, at least to push Sam. That would be interesting. If you could take a quarterback in the second round, maybe.
But we have a 4th round quarterback, so we're gonna have a 4th round and a 2nd round quarterback and Sam.
I'm not looking at James Morgan as anything for the future.
Why?
Because they didn't see enough in him to give him an evaluation this year.
They also had
week 16, week 17. You can't play him. He obviously didn't show them enough.
Or maybe Joe Douglas was so convinced that Adam Gase was so terrible that he had already ruined Sam Darnold that he didn't want him to ruin his prized 4th round pick that was sitting there.
Tyson not being up will forever tarnish his legacy. This is amazing. I feel bad for when he gets up and watches this.
Tyson probably doesn't know, because if Tyson knew, he'd be up and he would be texting. Yeah. He would be tweeting.
Yep.
I'm sure he doesn't know. He's probably fell asleep. He probably had a long, class or something, was tired as hell, passed out, and has no clue what he's missing.
Yeah, he works like 70 hours a week between his job and coaching MMA and everything. So no idea what his reaction was. Honestly, I thought maybe the Jets would wait on Dable. I was rooting for the Ravens win this weekend so they could bring him in if that was the case. I kind of wanted Dable too, to be honest. He was the only other guy I think I'd probably put above who we got in Saleh. But Matt Campbell, that was the guy we all wanted. But
you wanted Dable the most?
I kind of did. With what he did with Josh Allen, that really sold me. But some people, they're not high on him. So who the hell really knows when it comes to these coordinators? I mean, I don't know. Matt Campbell was the guy I probably wanted the most, but that was never going to happen.
I love Adam Gase's last comment. I don't know if you saw it.
I'm still catching up. There's so many still coming in.
Yo, let me ask you a question, Prime Time. Who do you think is snoring louder right now? Steve the caller or Tyson?
Steve's definitely out. Steve wanted Arthur Smith. That was his guy. He was all over Twitter yesterday. Jeez. Arthur Smith is my guy.
Arthur Smith had a
I guarantee you now he calls in Tuesday night. He loves the hire. He's all about Saleh. Saleh's his guy. I guarantee he's going to waffle on it. Guarantee he waffles. Tyson will be in ecstasy when they realize Saleh. We'll see what Saleh does.
When Tyson watches this show tomorrow, he's going to be like, Jesus Christ, what has become of my wonderful show? He had Gase and Gase propaganda all night.
Tyson going to wake up in the middle of the night and call you? I hope so. I tried calling him an hour ago. He didn't answer.
Delator, you got to bring that one up because we're going to discuss that one in a second.
Tyson is a Bills fan, which is why he's sleeping.
Yeah. Let me tell you something, guys. I was with Tyson week 17 in Buffalo, so was Kev. I was literally standing next to Tyson, like right next to him, literally 10 feet, maybe 20 feet from Kembrell Tompkins dropping that ball. We were in the front row behind the Jets bench and could have thrown a cup of beer on Kembrell Tompkins from the range that we were sitting, how close we were, with ease. A flicker of the wrist could have hit him. And Tyson's soul left him that day. Like I was close enough where I saw it fly out of his body and stare down on him. And we all lost our souls on the way home during that blizzard from that game. That seemed like a 37-hour drive. So I can promise you one thing: Tyson is not a Bills fan.
He is rooting for them, though.
Yeah, but
not a Bills fan, but he's rooting for him.
He's definitely not Bills. He's not sleeping because he's a Bills fan.
I think we all lost a piece of our soul that day. But they're saying DeMeco Ryan, the linebacker that played for the Texans, might be the DC linebacker coach.
He likes him. I saw him talking about him in that interview. So
Steve's gonna waffle for sure.
That first yawn, that wasn't a good yawn.
Tyson has some catching up to do. I'm cracking open another one to celebrate. Yeah, I saw this too, that Sal's brother was working in the Twin Towers on 9/11. He survived. Part of the reason he took up coaching. Yeah, I think he said, like, life's too short not to do what you love or whatever. So yeah, I mean, you kind of love that mindset.
Kev, can you put comments in here?
What do you mean?
Can you post a comment back into the comments section?
Yeah.
Put the link. Let's bring some people in here. Let's have some fun. Right, you guys better be good if we bring you in, or else you're going to get me in trouble for suggesting this idea. Y'all be friendly and not assholes. Please. This is a test. This is a test run. If we were going to test it, might as well
do it tonight.
5 in the morning.
Yeah.
3 hours into a stream. Like,
there's the link.
All right. So if you people click this link, then and you have a camera on your on your phone, wherever you're watching, on your computer, then you should be able to come. You'll probably show up in our waiting room. At which point we can bring you into the show and take questions, do shots, whatever it is you want to do. Just don't.
I'm not doing. You could do more shots. I'm not doing shots.
I'm probably not gonna do it anymore. Let's see if anyone jumps in.
You should call Tyson and leave him a message. Tell him they hired Matt Patricia. I already texted him that they hired Saleh.
He has a million texts right now. There's no way he's checking his voicemail before he's seeing his texts.
Is that true? That Ryan got hired as San Francisco defensive coordinator? I have no idea.
It would make sense. He was really complimentary of Ryan in that interview I saw. He was like the first guy he brought up.
This will not end good.
We don't have anyone in here yet, so I guess too many people are laying in bed or scared to be seen on camera or whatever the case may be. Maybe they're not as beautiful as me in primetime.
Well, we'll see what happens, right?
Oh,
we'll bring on John first.
Oh, so do we have people, like a bunch of people in there?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I don't see him on my end. I guess I only see.
I see two people, so yeah, we'll bring him on for a little bit. What's up, John?
John,
you hear us?
It's kind of staticky.
A little staticky? All right, well, we hear you pretty good, though.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on the hire?
Might be on my end. Let me do something.
Okay.
Oh,
all right, we'll go. Well, there's somebody else in the chat, but I don't see any camera up yet, so I'm going to wait until his camera's on. Caden, if you hear us, I don't see a camera on you yet. Tyson did not want Peterson. That was the guy he was actually scared of.
I think the kid is capping up in here.
Larry's too shy. No reason to be shy. We're all fans here. I mean,
yeah, man.
Some fun. Talking some Jets. Tell Tyson Saleh backed out. Tyson gonna wake up with 1K notifications.
Tyson's gonna wake up with so many notifications tomorrow. He's gonna think he hit like a jackpot in Vegas, slot machine. Ding 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 ding. His phone's gonna be going crazy. If it's, I would imagine his phone must be muted or something. He must be sleeping and his phone must be muted.
Hey,
what's up, Mike?
Guys? How we doing?
Mike, what's up?
You're all smiles. You feeling good about this?
Yeah, honestly, I am. I think. So I know a lot of obviously people in the organization were saying, they need that CEO type guy, and I feel like there weren't really many of those candidates. I feel like everyone was talking about like Harbaugh, Bill Cowher. Obviously, it wasn't available. I know Tyson was a huge fan of that, but I mean, I think we got the best out of what was available, and the energy that he's going to bring to the team. Just that's what this team needs. Just I feel like the past coaches we've had have just been mute and lifeless. I mean, even look at like Todd Bowles and Gase. You don't even see him talking to the players. Press conferences, they barely even say anything. So I think this is going to change. This is going to change the culture, and you see all the players already fired up. Something we haven't seen in a while now. I have that like Rex Ryan feel to him right now.
Mikey, can I ask you a question? Is it me because I smoked or something, or are your ceilings like abnormally high? Like you have big tall ceilings in that room, huh?
Honestly, yeah, I'd say this is a good somewhere like 18 feet.
I mean, the man's sitting there like a castle right now. Like, what's going on? You have a moat and what do you got going on there? It's awesome. I love high ceilings. No, I'm a tall guy, so I respect high ceilings.
Kind of like honestly, it's the first time I've ever gotten that comment. Not gonna lie.
So are you in what kind of room are you in right now? Are you in like a living room? Is that your bedroom?
This is my bedroom right now. I'm in
Jesus,
Brooklyn, New York, just chilling in my room.
Yo, listen, that man is not worried about anything in life. He's got 18-foot ceilings in his bedroom. I love it. So yeah, you're right. Listen, the thing that I hated about Steve the Caller's guy, Arthur Smith, was that he seemed to be that Todd Bowles, no emotion, Adam Gase by himself, and when you see Saleh, and look, these things shouldn't matter, but I feel like they do. He's a fiery guy that you feel like the players are going to listen to. I know we said it earlier when we were, earlier in the stream, basically if you're Mo Wilkerson, you're not going to, a guy like Todd Bowles, who knows if he even says anything? He's so shy and reserved. Like, you're not walking into a meeting with Saleh 20 minutes late expecting that you're going to play that week, right? I mean, the guy looks like he's the ultimate disciplinarian, getting after refs. How many times did we say during the Todd Bowles era what a zombie he was? Like, there would be some ridiculous call, and he would just stand there and shrug his shoulders, and it's like, dude,
not for nothing though. I mean, Greg Williams, he's kind of the same mold, right? He's very intense, very passionate, but when it came down to the X's and O's, was he the best fit? So I think that's ultimately going to dictate how Saleh is viewed by the fans. The rah-rah stuff is great for now, and that's probably going to get him through the first year or so. Fans are going to be on board, but then after that, is he a winning coach? Can he build an offense? Is LaFleur the right guy to run the offense? There's still a lot of stuff that he's got to prove, but just having that rah-rah guy, I think that's going to get a lot of fans to buy in.
In New York, we love a coach that gets after it, man. Think about going all the way back to even I hate the fucking Yankees, but think all the way back to Billy Martin, how he used to get after umpires, and the crowd loved it. They get into it, and because when a bad call happens, you're reacting with a lot of emotion in the crowd. Like, what the fuck kind of fucking call was it, motherfucker? What kind of call was that? And you want to see that from your coach. You don't want the coach to be chilling oh, whatever, because you're pissed off.
I've never seen Gase done that once.
What's up?
No,
never, not once or Gase or Bowles ever on a bad call, a bad personal foul, whatever. They just sit there and cross the arms, no discipline. I mean, I want to see after Quinn and Williams with the bad play, Saleh go up to him in his helmet, yelling at him Bryce Hall, this is in coverage. That's what's going to hold them accountable.
15-yard penalty. Another personal foul, hitting the quarterback late. They pull the guy off the field for 3 seconds and then put him back on the field for the next play. It's what the hell just happened?
That's not how football works. That's not how sports works.
That's why they got 7,000 personal fouls, because there was no consequences. The whole organization was no accountability. It was always passing the buck. That's the culture Gase set up, was he took no accountability. Nobody took any accountability. There was no accountability except in weird spots where he would put up clocks in the locker room to piss off Quincy for missing a rehab meeting or something, putting up bulletin boards with fines and shit like that. That was their internal accountability, but no on-field accountability, no, nothing. And it was
sure.
I couldn't take it. So it'll be nice to get a little switch up. But you said, I mean, sometimes when you switch it up, it does, it's change isn't always good just because it's change. You have to have success also, right? So.
Yeah.
So, Mike, last thing before we bring on some other callers here. Where do you think the quarterback situation is going to head down? I mean, do you think Sal's going to want to roll with Sam, or do you think he's going to look to take Fields or somebody in the draft?
I do think he's going to stick with Sam. I just have that vibe with him where it seems like he could trust him, or I think it could be a joint thing with LaFleur. He could be going in there, be like, listen, let me handle this defense. I'm going to bring in LaFleur. He's the guy. Whatever he says, I'm going to go with. I do see them sticking with Sam just because it seems like it's just the route that'll be easier to surround weapons with. Because if we're spending the number 2 pick on a quarterback, that doesn't guarantee we're getting any more great offensive weapons. Who knows if we're going to get Al Robinson in free agency or any other, Devontae Smith, stuff like that. I think it's easier to surround the offense with weapons if we keep Sam, and I'm hoping that he ends up pulling through. That's my take.
Do you see how high up those air conditioning vents are, primetime?
You're still focused on that?
I'm just in my mind. I'm
That's how I know you're
mind, I'm
going out
like,
of your
how
mind.
much does it cost to like air condition that room in the summer? Like that thing is it's 18. Like those ceilings are literally like 2 stories high.
I've
Amazing.
really
I love
never
it.
gotten that comment before. You guys are cracking me up right now.
No, it's awesome. I love it. I love it.
Mike,
It's a
great stuff. I appreciate you joining us, dude.
yeah. Thanks for joining us, dude. That was a lot of fun.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
Take care, guys. Have a good
Good
night.
stuff, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. You too. All right,
See,
so
this
we're gonna
is
go back
awesome.
to
I'm
yeah,
happy to
it's cool, man.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Tyson will be proud of you. We got let's see if we can get John back on now.
John, hey.
John, what's up, man?
Hey guys, what's going on?
Oh shit, John, are you a
How you
cop?
doing?
I'm an armed security guard.
Okay, so I don't feel bad smoking anymore. I was like,
Smoke one for me. You got it.
There you
I
go.
love it. I love it.
I appreciate everything you do, man. So, what are your thoughts on the hire with Saleh?
Love it. I need a coach with fire. Somebody that has a fire in his gut. Somebody that's going to get after the players.
See what I'm
Somebody
saying?
that's going to hold people accountable. Somebody that's going to be accountable to his word. I believe Saleh is going to say, if he says something, he's going to mean it, and not throw anybody under the bus like he did Jamal or everybody else.
Fact. Let's go. That's exactly what we're saying. Dude, you're going to get a lot of this prime time. This is going to be the general consensus amongst a lot of callers. It's just going to be like, finally, we got a disciplinarian kind of fiery guy. That in New York, you need to be – I feel like, you got to have some of that at least.
You got to have a fire in New York.
You don't have to be over the top, but you got to be like Bill Parcells got after it. Like guys like that, they get after it. You fuck up, and they're getting in your face. And, it doesn't even necessarily need to be the players. It could be the players. Could be you're stealing stuff.
Players, assistant coaches.
The comments are amazing right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So,
but yeah.
So John, what are your thoughts also on LaFleur running the offense?
Anybody's better than Gates. My little
yeah.
sister can fucking create an offense better than Gates. You run up the middle 50 times, and on the 51st time, you want to try to throw a pass 50 yards on 3rd and 20. Does it make sense?
3rd and 20, they're running. They're doing a delayed handoff, is what they're doing on 3rd and 20. After what happens is that they will run on 1st down up the gut. They'll run on 2nd down up the gut, get a holding penalty, right? That's how that always happens. Then it'll be 2nd and 20. Then they'll try a pass. They'll do a screen pass to get some 3 yards. It'll be 3rd and 17.
And then run up the
delayed handoff.
Hey, that's exactly what we've seen for 2 years. What do you expect?
Yep.
So what do you think is going to happen at the quarterback position now? I mean, do you think Saleh's going to stick with Sam, or he's going to draft somebody?
I have no idea. I can't even guess.
What do you want? What do you want?
What I want to draft a quarterback at number 2. I love Sam.
Okay.
I like Sam.
Okay.
But he hasn't developed enough in 3 years. It's little things about it. Like if he'll make better decisions, I probably could be on board and say this is a quarterback I want. But after 3 years, your quarterback decision making is still not up to par to where I can trust it enough to say you are my quarterback. And I want to go after Zach Wilson.
All right, I respect that. Well, that's completely fair. And if that's what Sal is looking to do, you don't force him to work with a quarterback that he doesn't want. I mean, we've been down that path with arranged marriages, quarterbacks and head coaches, or GMs and head coaches. Let the head coach pick who he wants to work with. I
just love the fact that people who is biting their tongues, the one that says, "Oh, Douglas ain't gonna ever fire Gates. That's his best friend. They was together in Chicago."
I'll admit, I was nervous about that.
I was nervous in a pod.
I was nervous.
I was nervous. In the backyard having barbecues together.
I was convinced for the longest time that Gase was going to be back. I was convinced. When I changed, when I went away from it, was after the Miami game when they got shut out again by Miami, and I was like, because they had gotten Sam back, they got the weapons back all week in the media. They were like, finally, we got our guys. We're going to finally roll out our real offense, blah, blah, blah. And then fucking went and got shellacked. And then you started seeing the news, the guys who always defended Gase, even Brian Costello, all of them, just ripping Gase. So he's going to be fired. Now he's gone. They're going to be hiring a new coach. And once you saw that in the media, I was like, he's gone. Thank God. Because until that Miami game, I was convinced he was coming back.
You go 6-2 your last 8 games, but you played a weak schedule. It's like, okay, was it really you? Then you go 0-13, and after that, it's like this guy had the bottom ranked offense the last 2 years, but you're an offensive guru, you're an offensive genius.
Yo, primetime. Imagine if somebody took his quotes. It's weird. It's reversed. Imagine somebody took his quotes, designed it up all pretty, got it wrapped around a truck and drive it around the Jets fucking facility for a few dozen laps, right? I mean, that'd probably be a good idea to tell him how bad Adam Gase's offense was, right? Last year.
Hey, prime time. Y'all need to do this on Tuesday.
We could. Now that I know how it works, yeah, I could talk to Tyson.
I'm telling you, because I called him before with Tyrone. Tyrone's my dude.
Yeah.
And I was one of the guys that said, I'm going to give Gase a try, and I'm hoping for a middle-of-the-road offense.
We all did, because we all wanted to be wrong. Nobody wanted to. When Gase was hired, I was like, fuck, how could that be the guy, right? But you catch yourself buying in because you don't want to be wrong. You want to root for your team. And the, you know, if you're right, obviously, then that means you got a couple shitty years of football to watch, and that sucks. So you don't want to be right about it. So we bought in and we hoped, and you know,
the thing with Gase was like, yeah, the initial reaction was we all hated it, you know, based on what we saw in Miami, you know, the players that he shipped out there, you know, not developing Tannehill. Like there were so many red flags. So we didn't want to go down that path. We had better candidates in the building with Rule and Kingsbury and guys like that. But then once training camp started, like we were there almost every day. Like I was watching the offense. I'm like, all right, there's some good things here. They're moving up tempo. Sam was looking good in practice. I'm like, all right, you know, maybe some of this is going to translate. By week 3, in year 1, I mean, Sam was out and he was already showing, all right, he can't adjust without, you know, all of his guys there. So that was already like flag number 1. And then you have all the injuries piling up. Flag number 2. Now Jamal's pissed. He's out the door. Like all these things start piling up. And it's like, how much can you defend a guy that already proved what he was in Miami?
Right. And not only that, but also it was also, you know, the nonstop pandering from the media. I'm not just going to keep harping on the local guys either. Colin Cowherd telling Jets fans they're idiots for not liking the hire. You know, the list of people goes on and on. Peyton freaking Manning, you know, suggested the guy, and you're like, and the people would say, oh, you know, Peyton Manning said he's a good coordinator. Who the hell are you, Mr. Fan, sitting on the couch to tell us he's not? And so you wanted to buy in and give him a chance, but I mean, he is who we thought he was. Yeah, it was just obvious that he had enough tape. That guy's like,
John, appreciate you calling in, man. Obviously, you're kind of busy over there, and we got some other calls we're going to get to. So, again, thank you for calling in, man. Good stuff, though.
I appreciate it. Y'all have a good night.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
My man John's like, yo, I got to call it in right now. Boynton Beach, Jay Copel, at Jay Copel. Fucking, he's smoking weed on fucking YouTube. Go get him. Go get my man John. I love John. That guy was great. Thanks for calling in, John. That was cool. John's ceilings were not as pretty as Mikey's, though, man. Mikey had those big, tall ceilings.
That's right.
Could have played basketball. Dude, John's
Tim's right. Tim's right. I just did it. I pulled the Gase. I said they were looking great in practice. I pulled the fucking Gase.
You did. Shit. You did. That's bad. But Mikey is going to set a basketball hoop up in his. We're at 3 a.m. I don't know what we're doing.
We're trying, man. All right, so next up we have Caden Ross, an Eagle fan.
Yes, sir.
Are you?
You got a helmet on?
Yeah.
This is scary. What the hell's going on here?
That an autograph helmet?
Love it.
Yeah, it's
who you got on there? Ryan Dawkins.
I don't know if you can.
There you go.
Who's that?
What's up, Ryan Dawkins?
B-Doc.
Fire.
That's what's up.
I got a Wentz jersey right here. If anybody wants it, you can have it.
I don't think anybody wants it.
It has a B-Doc signature on it. If anybody wants it.
Do you live in Philly?
Yeah.
I went to Drexel University. I'm a Philly guy myself.
That's like 20 minutes away from me.
Fire.
Yeah.
Love Philly.
So what are your thoughts on the Jets hire?
Hold on. Before you ask that, what are your thoughts on the best cheesesteak place in Philadelphia? Are you a Jim's guy? Or are you a Pat's guy, Geno's? Where's your spot?
Pat's got Geno's.
Pat's what?
Geno's.
But you don't like Jim's?
Nah.
Cut him off. No, I'm just Jim's is my spot. Jim's is my spot, but that's cool.
You don't want to get into the cheesesteak conversation on here because I get roasted because I put Swiss on my cheesesteak.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
But I just wanted to come on here. And
What's wrong with that? What's up?
Even though I'm an Eagles fan, I still watch your guys' streams a lot.
Appreciate that.
But, just keep up the good work.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you.
Yep.
Appreciate you, bro. Yo, listen.
Thank you.
Teams that playing green that go up and down, the turnpike, man. We got to stick together because I've been in your building. You guys, I was in Philadelphia the year that you guys whooped our ass real good. I think it was like 2012. But Santonio Holmes scored a touchdown. We were down like 45-3 at the time. He made it like 45-10 and did the dirty bird in the end zone. Got a 15-yard penalty, and I've never been more disgusted to be a Jets fan. So you guys, it was a fun place to watch a game. You guys are nuts.
Actually,
What?
Real quick, are you upset with the firing of Peterson, or who are you hoping that they hire now?
I don't know. I'm kind of mad because he wanted to go with Jalen Hurts, and our owner wants to keep Wentz in the system, and he believes in him still. But a lot of people just want Wentz out of there.
Well, they gave up a lot to get Wentz, man. You guys gave up so many draft picks and gave him so much money. It's hard to just get rid of him. You have to take a huge cap hit. So, if it came down to I think they realized that it had to be one or the other, and it was easier to get rid of Peterson than it was Wentz. I mean, that's just crazy.
We need Howie out of there, our GM, though.
Yeah.
He's terrible.
he's not doing a good job. He hasn't drafted anybody recently. But thanks for joining us, man.
Appreciate you.
Have fun at Philly. Go down to Jim's and go get a Jim's with whiz and onions, man.
All right, I'll take your word.
Do it, man.
All right,
Appreciate it,
man.
Have a good night. All right, so that was cool. So now we know how to bring callers on. This show's making progress.
Mike, how could you not have realized how high your ceilings were? Those things are it's crazy. It was the best bedroom I ever saw. I'd have a fucking 10-foot hoop in my bedroom if I had that room. You got 8 feet on top of it.
Niners fan here. Bring me on your live. I'll answer any question about Saleh. All right, shoot. Here, I'll post the link again if you want to hop in.
Bring it on, Niner fan.
Yeah, come on in.
Love that.
Yeah, because we only know what we're seeing as far as the mainstream media and what they're saying about him, which is that great leader, players love him, good defensive coach, he can make adjustments, he can adapt, a lot of moxie and stuff like that. But can he build an offense and things like that? I'd love to know what your thoughts are. I don't know how to pin a comment. Actually, hold on, I can figure it out.
Yo, Primetime, you know what happened? I got some San Francisco Giardelli chocolate yesterday. And now we got San Francisco people in the live. So I feel like I manifested this. I brought it out. Get a little rice-a-roni.
I don't know how to pin a comment.
I think it's pinned. No?
They can't click on it, though, when I show it.
Oh, true.
When I click the 3 dots, all it says is put user in timeout or block user. What would happen if I blocked myself?
I guess I'd be running the show.
Here,
Please go to sleep. Is that one of your students, Primetime?
I don't think so. I hope not. I hope none of my students are watching this right now.
Can you imagine?
That'd be bad. Hold on. Romeo's helping me out. If you hold the comment, I think you can pin it so you don't have to post it again. I don't know. I will try.
Yeah, I mean, I got no access to do any of that here.
No, it's not working for me.
Just put it in the chat again. No?
I did.
Oh. Did that guy jump in?
Not yet. No. Saleh knows how to rally.
Niner fan, come on in here, Niner fan. We need you. We need a little chit chat with you.
Yeah, any Niner fans at all that want to hop in. Love to hear your thoughts on Saleh. 355 viewers say don't go to sleep.
It's just ridiculous. What is going on here?
New York never sleeps is right, especially when we get a head coach.
Primetime, I want to break some cards on this stream. That'd be fun.
Do you have any boxes?
I wish I did. I have nothing around, so I sold a bunch. But that'd be fun. I can buy some.
Yeah, right. Screw Suburban Meyer. Darnold should go to Philly, where USC quarterbacks go to become great. Barkley Sanchez.
Poor Sanchez got into steroids out there or some shit, right? Got himself.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Sanchez got a steroid suspension while he was with Philly.
Was it for steroids?
Yes. PEDs.
Really? Why don't I remember it being for that?
That's what it was for. My man was trying to resurrect his career.
I remember that. So much better without that blinking clock. Thank you.
Was it really that bad?
I don't know. What if Primetime was called into the principal's office and was shown a video of him? I don't know what I would say. I would say it was water.
Listen,
all right, we got a Niner fan coming in here now.
Besides being a teacher, I am also a professional YouTuber. Sorry. That's what you say. What's up, man?
All right, so Niner sickness. What's going on, man? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, guy. How you guys doing?
Oh, not too bad.
Came out here with a professional mic setup, like a straight up. I like your style, my man.
Well, I have my own podcast for the 49ers, but I wanted to kind of just charm in.
Plug it.
Yeah, give a plug, man.
You want to plug the pod, my man?
How do you do that?
Or just tell us what it
Yeah,
is.
just
Tell us where
share
we
your
can find
info.
Oh, okay. Got you. Okay, there I go. Well,
it. You good?
yeah. I just wanted to kind of give you guys a little bit of insight about Robert Saleh on what
Bring
you
it
guys
on.
are getting in him. You guys are getting a coach that players will play for, as you guys already know. I followed him for 4 years. I've been a Niner fan since 1973. Okay. I got the opportunity to go to all 7 Super Bowls for my 49ers and
That's
watch them live. So that's something that I have. But I just want to congratulate first and foremost on great hire of a great coach. Somebody asked me in your comments, what are some of his faults that he needs to work on? In-game adjustments. He's not really good at that. He prepares well for the upcoming game, and he comes out the second half, seems to play coach better. But between the first and the first quarter, second quarter, he does not make the proper adjustments. But that's something he'll learn as he goes. But I've talked to players here in San Francisco. They love him. Fred Warner, our linebacker, I'm good friends with his dad. And he tells me that these players love this guy. Not because he lives by example. I mean, the Niners, I'm not going to talk about too much of my team. I know this is a Jets podcast, but just to give you an idea, the Niners had nothing to play for the last 2 games of the season. Okay. We lost our stadium to COVID-19. We were staying at Arizona. Players were not spending time with their families all month of December. No Christmas, no New Year's. Players were, could have been down and out. They beat an Arizona team. They should have won that game. They contained Kyle Murray, okay, Hopkins. They defeated that team in their house. And then we gave the Seahawks for 3 quarters one hell of a game, all because of our defense, not necessarily our offense. I mean, we were playing with our 3rd string quarterback. Okay, we had like 43 players out this year, but our defense kept us in close games, and the games that we won because of defense, and that's because players do not give up on Robert Saleh, and that's what you guys are getting in Robert Saleh. So if you guys have any questions for me, let me know, and I'll be happy to answer it.
Yeah, well said about Saleh. One of the questions here is, what about LaFleur? Any insight on him?
LaFleur, man, I like him. His brother wanted him, and Kyle Shanahan blocked him. Unfortunately, with the whole new rules, we can't do that anymore, especially going to obviously coordinator. You guys are getting, this guy had sat down behind his brother and sat behind Kyle Shanahan for 4 years in San Francisco. He's been with him. He's been with everywhere Kyle Shanahan's gone. So if you like the way Kyle Shanahan coaches,
we do
expect that.
Love that.
LaFleur and your offense.
That gets me excited. Not gonna lie, that definitely gets me excited. So, do you think LaFleur is going to have any preference as far as drafting a quarterback, or maybe sticking with Sam?
Every new regime wants their own quarterback. We all know as fans, right?
Yep.
You have Sam Darnold. I'm not a big USC quarterback fan. I don't like quarterbacks coming out of USC personally. But you guys have so much needs in your offensive line and other areas that I don't know. But if he wants to be successful there, that kid out of what is it, Wilson? I want Wilson.
Zach Wilson.
Yep.
If you guys get Wilson and the West Coast offense under LaFleur, you guys, man, like night and day, you guys are going to get better. Then I'm not a big fan of Sam Darnold. He's a turnover machine from what I've seen. You guys know that better than I do because you guys follow him the whole year or how long he's been there.
My man, you ever been to MetLife Stadium to watch the Niners play the Jets?
No, I was at the old. I went to your old stadium prior when you guys were not with the Giants, but I have not been to MetLife yet.
Dude, MetLife when the Niners play there is basically it's the craziest thing. It turns into a Niners home game. Like I've never seen that game when Colin Kaepernick was your quarterback. I think it was like 2015. It might have been. It was you guys destroyed us, and it was Kaepernick's rookie year. You guys just absolutely destroyed us, and the place was like 3/4 red. It was wild. Were you at that game, Kev?
Yeah, dude, I haven't missed any games in like 10 years. So.
That game was awful. Awful. But you guys have a big fan base, man. It's an impressive fan base. You guys travel real well.
Well, our franchises has been established for a long time. I mean, 5 Super Bowls, 7 appearances. With time, when you have that much success, you're going to build a fan base. That just goes with it. But we had our years of Steve DeBerg. I've been watching before the Joe Montana, Bill Walsh era, the Jerry Rice. So I know how it is to have losing seasons. And that's why I'm excited for you guys, the Jets fans, to hopefully now you guys, Robert Saleh brings that winning culture to your, and I'm telling you, it's infectious. You bring a winning culture and everybody buys into it. Mm-hmm. Everybody starts believing. If you get everybody to believe in what he's selling, and you get a locker room that sticks with one another, they fight for one another, they don't talk amongst each other, you guys are going to start seeing a change within the next 2 years with your Jets, man. Watch out, AFC East. Here comes the Jets.
Good stuff, man.
Kev, I wish you had the soundboard right now. The man needs a standing ovation sound effect right now. I love that guy.
Excellent commentary, man. We appreciate you. Thank you for calling in.
No worry, man. I'm happy to come on. Thank you for bringing me on.
Yeah. Do you want to give out?
Yeah, give out your info. Tell people if they want to get some Niners news where they can listen to your podcast.
Okay, well, I'm on YouTube under Niner Sickness Report, so you guys can follow me there or follow me on Facebook on Niner Sickness. I appreciate it, brother.
We appreciate you for coming on, man. That was great insight. We really,
all right, man.
If that's the kind of coach we're getting, I am super fired up. So
get ready, guys. Be ready. He is not Adam Gase, okay? He's not Adam Gase. Listen, before I go, the worst day that Robert Saleh has is still better than the best day of Adam Gase. There you go, baby.
That's what I like to hear.
Let's go.
Appreciate you calling in, man. Thank you.
Go.
Later, bro.
Have a good night.
Good night.
He basically said that Saleh is New York pizza, and that like Gase is Florida pizza. It's like even the worst New York pizza is going to beat the shit out of the Florida pizza. That's for sure.
Tyson never skips comments. I'm trying my best, man. Trying my best here.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna keep going. We got some more people in the wait, so we're gonna go to Tim, another Niner fan out there.
Niner fan.
Close to Jersey on. What's up, Tim?
Prime time.
Cheers. You got the White Claw. What's up, man?
Yes, sir.
How you feeling?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of like some better dude steals your girl, but you're like, you know what? He's good for him. You know what I mean? It's like.
So I assume you like Saleh a lot. I mean, you don't want to lose him, right?
I mean, I think the testimony and all the Niners fans in here speaks for itself, you know.
But we're not really the better dude that stole your girl. This is like losing your girl to like
it's more like a better potential. I'll say
okay, fair enough.
You know what I mean?
Fair
all
enough.
I gotta say is, dude, this dude dealt with every adversity this year. Still finished with a top 5 defense with like nobody on the field. You know.
Dude, what was that game that I was talking about before that you guys played? It was like a Thursday night or a Monday night where your entire team was basically out. Like it was COVID and all that shit. What game was that?
The Packers game.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. The NFL even made you guys play that game, and you were competitive. You guys hung in it for a little bit.
Props to Saleh.
Hell yeah!
I will tell you, within the Niners community, there's been some chatter about making him the head coach.
Wow!
And bumping Shanny down to OC.
Wow.
You know, he's fantastic. Obviously, he can rally his players, his fans. He's the real deal, man. That's the reason we're even in contention to win games this year with all the injuries. Is he gets people to fight for him no matter what. You know, the one thing, not personally, but kind of the talks this year has been executive decision making. You know, so trading DeForest Buckner, signing Quan Alexander, starting Sherm and Witherspoon, and forfeiting your ability to play man coverage, things like that, based on loyalty to a player and not what's best. But having said that, you guys got the right person for sure.
So what are your thoughts on LaFleur also?
I don't know too much about him because the conversation's always been Saleh and Shanahan,
Okay.
But I trust that much in Saleh that you guys got the right dude there also, for sure.
Prime, one of two things is going on here right now, and I can't decide what's going on. Either this guy Saleh is the real deal, and we finally have a real coach, and because why would the Niner fans be here otherwise? Or else these guys, and this would be really devious, is it possible these guys work for the Jets PR department and they're just sitting here in Niners jerseys coming in to sell propaganda to us? Because if not, this is the most incredible situation I've ever seen.
I gotta admit, I'm getting pretty hyped up hearing all the Niner fan testimonials.
This is firing me up like crazy. This is like almost too good to be true. This is crazy.
Because
I hope it is.
Bro, let me explain to you why this is so shocking. The last coach we hired, we were laughed at by the opposing team, by the team that where he came from, his fan base, because they all knew Adam Gase was such a clown and he was in the division, and they were like, "Oh my God!" Not only did we get rid of Adam Gase, but he also went to go infect the Jets, and we're not have to worry about them for 10 years now. So like now that we've replaced him with a guy who's like obviously loved by his former fan base, it's crazy. It's blowing my mind.
We got one comment here. Do you think Niner free agents might follow Saleh in New York? Did we lose you, Tim?
I think we lost him.
Uh-oh. I see a spinning wheel.
Yeah, me too.
Not.
Me too. You could blank him and bring him back if he's still in the if he comes back in the thing. Bro, if you're still there, just come back. We'll bring you back in. Just try to sign back, like refresh your your computer and try to come back in. Bring you right back.
Yeah, we got one more in the wait right now, so we'll bring Justin on real quick.
Justin,
what's going on, man?
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
What up?
We're doing good. We got a coach, man.
I'm
How you
good,
doing?
man. I'm out here in Atlanta, Georgia, man.
ATL. Let's go.
Man, I'm super excited, man. I'm glad to talk to some Jet fans. I don't have a lot of Jets fans to talk to out here.
Bro, we
got us. We're always here.
The Falcons this year in Atlanta, and I was talking to Fireman Ed, and I was talking to my boy Kev, and I've been talking, and we're thinking if we can get back into the stadium that we need to come check out that new stadium. So there could be a big Jets contingent, including Fireman Ed and all of us, heading out to that game this year. So we're gonna have to all meet up.
Yeah, I was super hyped about that, man, because I went to the last one, and I even went to the preseason game last year with all my Jets gear, So yeah, man. I was calling in because I had a couple questions about what y'all think we should do free agent wise, because we got edge rushers and wide receivers that are gonna be in the free agency class that we need to look at, especially if Saleh brings that 4-3 defense from the Niners over here to the Jets. So are there some people? Have y'all looked at the free agents and who y'all think we should look at?
So as far as the defensive side goes, I mean, I've stayed pretty, consistent on this. I prefer to, build around the offense, whether that's Sam Darnold or you draft a quarterback,
unless Khalil Mack comes available.
Well, that's not going to happen, so we don't even need to go down that path. But I want to sign an Allen Robinson. Right. I want to draft another top receiver. I want to sign a guy like Thuney or Scherf, for the interior of the O-line, draft another offensive lineman. Like, I'm going all in on the offense, and even more so now because you have a guy like Saleh who's proven that he can make adjustments on the defensive side of the ball without, having top guys there. I think that's all the more reason to put all your eggs in the offensive basket, see what you have on the defensive side, and then, next year you can, maybe add the edge rusher or another cornerback.
Yeah, I'm all in on Allen Robinson.
Yeah, I like that idea.
I want Allen Robinson.
Yep.
Give me Allen Robinson. Let's start there. Give me Allen. Like, if you could come with Allen Robinson and Thuney, just start the season now, because you give me that and some draft picks, I'm ready to roll.
And you know what? Even a guy like Richard Sherman, I wouldn't mind that. He's not going to cost you a ton of money. So
no.
What else you got?
Would y'all go with the number 2 pick? Would y'all go wide receiver? The guy from Alabama.
I love Devontae Smith, but at number 2, I don't know.
Well, I just feel like that some team is going to want to make a play to get up there and get a quarterback if you're not going to take a quarterback, right? So
especially the Falcons.
Right, the Falcons could be the Washington football team. It could be a sneaky team like the Chiefs came up and got Mahomes and even remember the Bears for some dumbass reason traded up one spot to take Mitch Trubisky and gave up instead of drafting Patrick Mahomes, right? Like that was crazy. But there's teams that just make moves if they're scared that some other team might jump ahead. If they want Fields, if they want what's his name, the BYU quarterback. Zach Wilson.
Oh,
So
Luke Wilson.
Yeah,
Zach Wilson. Yeah.
It's
Luke Wilson's the actor, right?
3:30 in the morning. My brain is not working properly, especially after drinking a couple shots of Jack Daniels. So, but yeah, so if they want that, they may have to move up to two. And if we're only moving down a few spots, we could wind up with either wide receiver that's still left. We have our choice of even who knows. I mean.
That's where you wonder, like, as far as like what the drop off is, who they have as their number one, whether it's Chase or Devontae Smith, and then what's the drop off between 1A and 1B. And if it's not that significant, then I'm sure you probably look to trade down, and then whether you're picking 4 or 5, one of them is going to be there.
Even 8, I'm telling you, I think you could.
Yeah, you got a point there. And then I wonder about the running back situation because I like the guy from Clemson. What's his name? Travis Etienne. Because we got that back end first round pick too.
Yep. He's dirty. Listen, if I love him.
I mean, I don't know. I think, no, it's gonna be dope, man. I'm just excited, man. The last thing I got for you guys, what do you think we're gonna do with defensive coordinator? Because I know we brought in Aaron Glenn for interviews. Do you think they're gonna actually try to bring him over or what?
I hope so.
What's Aaron Glenn's tie to Saleh? Does he have some tie to him? Like,
I'm sorry. Well, I didn't hear you.
Do you got me, Kev?
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, you were asking if he had any ties to Saleh.
Is there a tie there? It was like why? I mean, I know Aaron Glenn was interviewed for the head coaching job, but is there some tie that would bring him here besides the fact he used to play for the Jets? Because I would think Saleh would want to bring in somebody he's more comfortable with if he has no tie, no relationship with him. But we'll see. Yeah,
I like the Aaron Glenn move, but I don't know. I mean, if not, because at first I thought that, he was going to bring DeMeco Ryans over with him, but they gave him his job in San Francisco. So I don't know. I mean, I would have liked that move because I remember actually DeMeco when he was playing, he was a beast with the Texans. So I don't know. But either way, man, I love the show, guys.
Appreciate it.
Did you listen to the tweet that was up on NFL's account? Where they had Saleh talking about how building a coaching staff is the most important thing, and
I saw that.
That was the best shit I ever watched in my life. After
that was fucking dope, man. I was getting excited. My blood was rushing.
I was ready to run through a football like a Kool-Aid man. I was like, let's fucking play right now. So because I'm not worried about his staff. He's gonna bring in dudes that he's comfortable with, that he knows fill the spot, right? I mean, could be a guy we don't even know of that he's worked with, that he's impressed with, and maybe that's the guy. So we'll see.
And I was going to say what somebody commented on before, the fact that Joe Douglas didn't really have any ties to Saleh at all, yet he still ended up being the head coach.
Right.
You hope that mindset's kind of going throughout the entire organization, that I'm not going to need to hire somebody that I've worked with before. That's somebody that's my guy. I'm looking for the best candidate, period. So if that's Aaron Glenn, I mean, bring him in.
Bro, has this really been going on?
At least let Joe Douglas do all the work and not Chris Johnson. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of him making all the damn
Keep Chris Johnson as far away as possible.
I mean, my God.
Yep.
I hope Woody comes back, and that's not even that big of an improvement. But damn, bring somebody else other than the Douglas.
Can you imagine that there would be some human being, an adult human being on this planet, that Woody Johnson would go away for a few years and that we would be begging for him to come back to replace the guy who's even worse?
Right.
We were so excited when Chris Johnson took over because of how bad Woody was. We were like, all right, it's a breath of fresh air. Yeah, exactly. We all said that, and then after like a year or two, it was like, all right, it's the same old shit, and then it got even worse.
It's the same thing that happened with McCagnon. You're so excited McCagnon because he wasn't Idzik and he had a good first year and then went to shit.
Yeah, I mean, and then he went out and spent all that damn money on all those people. And then that's another thing, too. Hopefully, C.J. Mosley comes back and plays this year. I mean, I was excited when we got him, but I'm like, damn, it's been 2 years and the dude hadn't even showed up. I mean, he gets injured the first game against the Bills, and then this year, because of COVID, he doesn't want to play. So I'm just like, man, God, I mean, bring a Saleh in, hopefully. And this is one I'm thinking that may happen. If he brings in Richard Sherman, because, Sherman already said he's not coming back to the 49ers. And he was the first person that tweeted out about the Jets signing him, like the first player to vouch for Saleh. So that would be dope if we could have like a Mosley, Sherman, Quinnen Williams, and then just kind of build it up from there, get a couple edge rushes. I think that's a tight defense for Sam Darnold or whoever the quarterback is to practice against. I'll
believe it when I see it. C.J. Mosley, the only guy who plays less than him is Kyrie Irving. That's it. Kyrie Irving is out. Kyrie Irving is like, nah, I'm good.
That's cold.
Oh, that's man, cold. Yeah.
Oh shit!
So yeah,
That's
man,
why.
I don't know. We'll see.
That's why
Hopefully,
the
man,
Knicks
I'm just
will always be
excited,
the
man.
team
It's
in New
gonna be a
York.
good game.
Kyrie
And then
pulls
y'all
that
have to
shit.
let me know when
Nobody
y'all come
cares.
to Atlanta.
Oh, we definitely will. We will let you know. I can promise you that there will be festivities. We're gonna have
Yeah,
some
because like I
pregame
said, I
and
need some
postgame
Jets
parties.
fans, man. Yeah, because I being out here in Atlanta, like no one's Jets fans. Everyone, I mean, we have one Jets bar, and literally, I think when I go in there, maybe like 10, 15 people. But I didn't even show my face this year the way it was looking. I mean, God, last year was horrible enough.
Yeah.
I don't think. I don't think
last
I
time I
went
went was seeing ghost games, and I was like, forget that shit.
Justin, man, great stuff. Appreciate you calling in, dude. Have a great night.
Be good, man. Thanks,
man. Yeah, be in touch, man.
Yo, you just stumbled on the greatest situation ever. This is the greatest format possible.
This is awesome. This might have to replace Block Talk on Tuesday night.
This is everything that we were hoping that what was that app that we used to use on NYJ?
Shindig.
This is everything we hoped Shindig was. This is what we were trying to do.
That app sucked.
I mean, it was they had the right idea, they just couldn't pull it off.
Joe Douglas passing on his boy for a better candidate tells me he noticed all the small things going on with his team this year. Maybe whenever he wants to sleep in.
You know who else is sleeping? Tyson.
Still, this is crazy. Should I call him again? No, I can't do that.
No, you can't call him at 3:30. I mean, it's the same as calling him at 2:30. You did that.
No difference.
That's the same fucking thing.
I can't believe you're live for 2 hours and 45 minutes. Holy crap, man. Yeah, I don't even think I'm risking going back to bed.
It's an all-night marathon.
Might as well.
Should I start making snacks?
Go for it.
By the way,
what you got? I don't have anything in the house right now.
So I have Cheez-Its. And are Cheez-Its the greatest snack on the planet? They might be.
Hold on. Did you ever have the toasty?
I know the extra toasties are better, but problem was I had them for a photo shoot. And I had to do a photo shoot. Listen, we published an article on 1:37 p.m. today that this stoner dude, Adam, is the fucking best human being on the planet, wrote, was the top 10 stoner munchies. And in that, Kev, you're going to love this.
Yeah.
In that was called a stoner cheeseburger. And what it was a plate full of Cheez-Its, 2 Cheez-Its, like the bread on a sandwich with a piece of beef jerky in the middle.
I'm not gonna lie, I have had beef jerky with Cheez-Its at the same time because the combination of like cheese as you chew it with the beef jerky, it kind of like it comes out pretty good. I wouldn't put it like all together on a burger though.
No, it wasn't on a burger. I'm saying it was like a burger. It was Cheez-It. It was Cheez-It, beef jerky, Cheez-It. Sandwich.
Okay. I thought it was like a bun too. And,
no. I'm saying the Cheez-Its were the bread and the beef jerky was the burger. Now, the best thing that they had on there, Chef Primetime, was he called them Kit Keys. And what it was, and I'll show you the article tomorrow or something. It was a Twinkie with a Kit Kat shoved inside of it. Fire.
I'll try that. I'll definitely fuck with that.
Fire.
Dude, the extra toasties are just amazing. I love those.
Oh, extra toasties are so good, but they don't photograph very well. They look like they're burnt. They taste good. They taste good. They look like shit.
This feels like when we got McDermott in Buffalo, we were a wasteland before he came, and you guys are the same. They're both huge culture guys, and McDermott might be a preview of what Saleh does in New York. Let's fucking hope so, man.
Are you that's a Buffalo fan?
Yeah.
All right. I see why you like the Buffalo people. They're nice in here. I respect.
Do you want toasty cheeses? Just microwave them for a minute. Probably put them in the oven more than microwave.
Wait, are you serious about that? If you put cheeses in the microwave, they get extra toasty?
There's no way. They probably just get hot. No, they just get hot.
I'm gonna do it right now. We're gonna put it to the test. You take questions. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go over my blinking microwave and hook this up.
Probably gonna burn your apartment down. I'd probably put them in the oven more than microwave, but Watson's not gonna come to New York. I'll keep saying that. So many comments trying to catch up. No Mouston better than Tyson with the chat. Well, I'm actually getting some love on the chat. Appreciate it. I'm trying my best. Late night maybe is better for me. The S is not from Syracuse. It is for Summit. I think he knew about the news because he hasn't tweet. Who's that? Talking about Tyson? Yeah, Tyson's still sleeping right now. We're trying to get him on, but it's a cooking show right now. I'm famished. Jay's about to put some Cheez-Its in the oven. I don't know what the hell he's doing there. Knicks and Jets are both going to be good at the same time. That would be amazing. Marvin Lewis as defensive coordinator, could possibly see that. Him, Aaron Glenn, number of guys that we talked about tonight. I've had 2 coffees and 2 of these, the Bud Seltzer lemonades. I will be having several coffees before I go to work, as I will probably not be going to sleep tonight. If I had something to cook, I'd cook, but.
All right.
20 seconds. Did you really microwave him? Now, we're not forgetting Tyson. Yeah, Ryan's already got hired apparently as Niners defensive coordinator.
Prime, I got to say this, man. These
Yes.
smell fucking fantastic. This guy might be on something.
Do they look the same, though?
They look the same. They got a little browner.
They didn't get toasty at all.
No, they smell really good. They smell like burning cheese.
It's just warm.
Yeah, that hits different.
Really?
Yeah, that's good. This guy's onto something.
I got to go buy some Cheez-Its now.
Yeah. Dude, they're like, it's unbelievable.
Make an omelet for breakfast. I got to get some eggs. I don't have any eggs. I have sausage. I don't have any eggs, though.
I got Taylor ham.
You mean pork roll?
No, I actually have Taylor ham brand pork roll.
Okay, as long as it's the Taylor ham brand, then that's fine.
I mean, I have Band-Aid brand Band-Aids. I don't call them adhesive strip.
And again, the big difference is I don't eat Band-Aids. So when I'm ordering food, it's a little bit different.
I stick Q-tips in my ear and not cotton swabs.
You don't stick it in your mouth, do you? Maybe.
It only matters. I drink Coke. I don't drink cola. I don't drink fucking.
Okay, and when you go to a restaurant and you say, "Hey, can I get a Coke?" If they serve Pepsi, they say, "Hey, we have Pepsi." Is that okay? Right? At least they're supposed to. So why isn't the same standard applied to Taylor ham? If I order Taylor ham and they give me that bullshit generic like thin sliced pork roll, I get pissed off.
Yeah.
Which is why I call it pork roll, because I accept whatever they give me.
No, you should call it Taylor ham and not accept the inferior product. Is what you should do. That's your problem.
Some places serve that anyway, and they list Taylor ham on their menu, which is wrong.
And you never go back there and you tell them to take their sandwich and
That's true. I should
give it back to you when it has some real shit on it.
S is changing for Saleh. That's what's up. Cheez-It Grooves I've not had.
Dude, these are unbelievable.
Yeah.
Who was it that
hungry now.
You got to get a Cheez-It sponsor. Get Cheez-It to sponsor this shit.
Can't believe we haven't gotten Truly yet.
That's
You need an off-season bingo card. Uh-oh. Tyrone's in trouble. You're replacing him. Devontae Smith, sign Allen Robinson, Crowder, and Mims. Now you got receivers. I'd be on board with that. I just don't know if you take him at 2. I mean, hopefully you could trade back. I mean, I'd be all on board with that. Thank you guys again for joining us. Can't believe these comments are still going crazy here.
what are we doing?
Cheez-It omelet. That'd be interesting.
Cheez-It's in the omelet.
That would be interesting.
Instead of cheese, with cheese, crunchy Cheez-Its on top of the omelet, or wrapped up in the omelet.
Yeah, you wrap it up in the omelet with some bacon, some cheddar.
Yeah, a little cheese also. I like it. I like it.
I'd fuck with that.
Crunch.
The perception from around the league and media has been that the Jets nailed this. How weird is that? Not used to seeing that. Oh, we got somebody in the chat. I didn't even realize. Holy shit. I'm chilling here. Monte. What's going on, man? How you doing, man?
Niners.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
Oh, we're doing good, man. So what are your
I got you guys over here on my TV, so I need to turn it down. So
okay.
What's going on?
Not too much, man. What are your thoughts on Robert Saleh?
Oh man, great guy. From fans. Outside looking in. Through these 4 years that he's been our defensive coordinator, definitely seeing growth on our team, not just the defensive side of the ball, because you see players, from both sides of the ball all over social media that's played for him in the past, giving praise. So yeah, I definitely think you guys got a great hire. And to answer that question that was in the comments earlier you posted, I don't know about y'all's cap situation. I think you guys have plenty of cap this season, right?
We got about 70 million. We could have up to 100 million.
Yeah, so we have a laundry list of key free agents this offseason, and we don't have the money that we, to keep those guys. And I think a lot of those guys are going to follow Saleh.
Who do you think?
To New York.
Give me your top impact player you think is going to come over to the Jets now. That's a free agent.
I think one key player that showed up for us this season, due to injuries. Obviously, we had a lot of injuries. Was Kerry Hyder Jr. He had 9 sacks as a backup, filling in for Nick Bosa. And I commented earlier. I think the Niner fan that called earlier, he hit on a lot of good points, but I disagreed on when he said Saleh is not an in-game adjuster. He is. It took him some time, but if you look at the numbers, Saleh figured out Rams head coach Sean McVay. Sean McVay is 0-4 against the last 2 years he's 0-4 against Kyle Shanahan.
I'm happy you brought that up because I was a little confused by his comment about not making good adjustments, because I meant to ask him about that because what he actually said was that he adjusts well at halftime but doesn't make good adjustments between the first and second quarter. I didn't really understand what he meant by that. Like, he comes out with a good plan and then doesn't make the right adjustments towards the end of the first half, but then goes in, gets a chance to regroup, and does a good job.
No, it's obviously everybody's seen the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. That one play, everyone says this and that, but I feel like Robert Saleh prepared a great game plan for that Super Bowl.
10 points in the fourth quarter against the best offense in the last 20 years. I mean, you gotta give it
exactly. You see that they're playing against a track team in those receivers for Kansas City, and it was that one play, and that's all it takes. Sometimes, in the game of football, it's all it takes, one play. But there's a laundry list of free agents the 49ers have that I think you guys can expect. I think Richard Sherman may, follow suit, follow him that way. Kerry Hyder Jr., another one I'm thinking of, that insiders from our side think that may follow him is Trent Williams. Trent Williams, he's looking for that contract, and we may or may not be able to give it to him. To keep guys that we want. So definitely a player's coach, and he's very attention to detail. That's one thing about Robert Saleh. Very attention to detail, and you guys will see that in game.
Any insight on LaFleur?
See, with LaFleur, I feel like he's one of the guys in the background. When it comes to, people think a lot of it is, Kyle Shanahan is a great offensive mind, but he has those guys in the background helping him as well. And LaFleur is definitely one of them as the passing game coordinator. He's helped develop guys like George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, and I think you guys can expect the same. I think that's a great hire as well, him taking LaFleur to join him out there in New York. So you guys have a lot to look forward to. I'm jealous that you guys took him from us, but I'm happy for them as from a professional standpoint, progressions in their careers.
And my man, we got a Jets hat for you if you want to switch over, man. You can come jump aboard for the dynasty we're about to go on.
hey, maybe next year Jets Niners Super Bowl up.
That would be fun.
Last thing before we let you go, what do you think the Jets are going to do at quarterback now? Do you think Saleh's going to want to take his own guy, or he might prefer to trade down, build around Sam? What do you think he's going to do?
See, what I'm thinking right now is, it takes me back to when we hired Jim Harbaugh, and Harbaugh, and instead of getting rid of Alex Smith, he kept Alex Smith. I'm not saying LaFleur is going to turn Darnold into the next Tom Brady, but I think to maintain a sense of continuity. And then I think you guys will bring somebody in, like maybe a rookie, to develop as well, but because from the outside looking in, I think Darnold just was in the wrong, was put in a bad position. He was set up for failure this is from the outside looking in. And so, I think they'll keep Darnold, but every head coach needs their guy in their tenure, and if Darnold isn't in their picture, I think for now they'll keep him, and you you guys will get your guy eventually in the draft or off-season free agency.
What a new day it is on Talk Jets Radio. We got 3 people on here agreeing that they should keep Sam Darnold and roll the dice with it for 1 more year.
Yeah, wait till Tyson wakes up, and burns his shit down. But
Tyson's the lead of this one. This one's coming out of the archives.
Yep.
Hey,
Bon,
but
great
hey,
stuff,
cheers,
man. We
guys.
appreciate you. Yeah, cheers, dude.
My man.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you coming on. That was good insight.
All right.
Man, Niners fans get me fired up with this. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, I can't believe how many Niner fans are. Let me ask you a question, Prime. You think that, like, if you had this platform when the Jets hired Todd Bowles, if Cardinal fans would be doing the same thing? I don't believe.
How many are you gonna eat?
They
Eat a whole
don't,
box.
they don't miss. Look, the plate's almost gone.
Oh my god, this is funny. There's another comment I wanted to get to.
3 left. I'm gonna pop the last 3.
Enjoy it. Not a Niner fan, but I gotta admit they have some good people in the fan base. No doubt, they're bringing it tonight. All right, we got somebody else in the chat right now. We got Jason Green, so let's bring Jason on.
What up, guys, man?
What up?
Doing good, man. You know, I called in this last Tuesday, and one of my things I said that I thought the Jets were going to be a Jet and not pick one of the top candidates out there. And I thought they were just going to let them out, and this would be a Matt Rule all over again. But you know what? The Jets made me shut up. They made me said, you know what? Not this time. We're going to do it. We're going to do this thing right. And guess what? They got the coach, and now we're just going to build it to free agents, build this team right, and then get into this draft, and let's go 2021.
Love it. Love where your head's at. Let me see that hat, man. That hat is fire. What's going on?
That's old school. That's old school.
Old school. That hat is dope.
Yeah. Love the old school, man.
That's my favorite
love it
logo.
a little bit.
I'm wearing my Jets Super Bowl hat.
Yeah, and what's people not talking about now, since this defensive coordinator now can maybe bring back the old 57. I don't know, it's hard to see. And make him to his Pro Bowl days.
Yeah, I mean, he's got
to
actually play. I mean, we haven't seen him on the field. He got hurt his first game, and then he opted out this year. But I'd love.
He's been hanging out in sports bars with Kyrie Irving. I'm telling you, the 2 of them are talking about how they could fleece a team out of $20 gajillion and never have to play a game.
Right. I have a question. Could you see the Jets trade back to the number 4 pick? Is that what the Bengals? What pick does the Bengals have?
Number 4 is the Falcons.
Oh, okay. And then whenever the Bengals trade back to them, because Bengals may want a tackle, Sweeten, so they may want to trade up and get him, because Dolphins, they may go QB, they may go right tackle. You don't know.
See, I'm personally looking at the Falcons because I feel like if you're gonna, trade up, usually the greater package is when a team's trading up for a quarterback, and if you could trade with the Falcons, you're only moving, back 2 spots. You could still probably get Devontae Smith or whatever you want to do.
A crazy thought just popped in my head.
What's that?
If the Falcons offered you the number 4 and Matt Ryan for the number 2, would you do it?
I don't want Matt Ryan. Why would I want Matt Ryan? Fuck out of here. No way.
Would they give you Julio Jones then? Would you take it?
Would I take who?
Julio Jones. Yeah.
Julio and 4 for 2?
I'm not giving up anything significant for Julio Jones.
Is that really giving up much significant? You get Julio Jones on board and
no, because if I'm going to trade back, I can get multiple. In theory, I could hopefully get multiple premium draft picks. So I'd rather that instead of Julio Jones.
That's fair.
At this stage of his career, not that he's not a phenomenal player,
but you want to trade 2 first-round picks for Khalil Mack. You're just out of your mind tonight, man. That Khalil Mack take was one of the worst takes I've ever heard in my life.
Khalil Mack's different, dude. He is a fucking monster.
Nah.
He is one of like 3 guys that I would be willing to trade like first-round picks on defense. Like him, Aaron Donald, and maybe TJ Watt or somebody.
The one pick we want to trade for? Jamal.
that one worked out, man. You give Douglas credit for that. I mean, he still got a hit on the picks.
Right.
But, I initially didn't want to trade him at all. I thought they should have given him the contract, but that worked out, at least for now.
You know what else I was thinking as you guys talk about Richard Sherman all night? Like, how's Darrelle Revis going to feel if Richard Sherman's wearing Jets green and the fans love him? That's going to be hilarious. Because we used to hate Richard Sherman when they're going back and forth with Revis. Get Revis's back, talk all that shit to Richard Sherman. Now all of a sudden he becoming a green and white. That'd be interesting.
Is 24 retired? Oh no.
No.
No. So what happens if he wears 24? That would be interesting.
That would be interesting. He should wear 24 out of spite.
I wouldn't mind at all.
No, I have no love whatsoever really for Revis. The way that the problem with Revis is like you want to love him because he was so dominant for a couple of years, but like and look, I mean, the guy is an all-time Jet, right? But the way that he held out so many times, and then he left and won a chip with New England, and he came back and loafed it for pretty much the last 2 years and took all that money, basically stole it, and wound up retiring at a relatively young age for his position. I have no love for Revis really anymore, to be honest.
If you're taking a wide receiver with the first pick, who are you taking? Devontae Smith or Jamar Chase? Good question from Ryan.
I personally, I don't know why I'm saying this, but I still love Chase. I mean, the thing is,
it seemed like he was the consensus number one guy coming into the year, and then Devontae Smith just played out of his mind all year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's also playing in that offense. Like, look at the guys who came out of that. Like, everybody thought that CeeDee Lamb was gonna tear it up. Everybody thought, like I don't know, man. LSU receivers though kind of scare me because, like, you look at Landry, you look at Odell, great players, but you got a lot of like coming out of LSU. There's just something Jamal. There's something like I don't know what it is about LSU players, man. Got that like cocky. But if he comes in, plays. I mean, I
love how your guys' opinions are formulated from reading articles from other sport writers. I mean, how else are we really supposed to? I mean, that's really all we have to do. I mean,
that's not really true. I mean, like
we watch everything with our own eyes with the Jets, but when it comes to the Niners, I mean, there's only so much that we can watch from the Niners. Where we're going to get insight from the fans and their beat writers as far as what Saleh is supposed to be and LaFleur and all these guys.
Right, but what opinions is he talking about? Because I mean, it's not like you and I weren't for 4 or 5 years standing on the sideline watching. Players play, talking to players and everything ourselves.
Well, that's what I mean. Like when it comes to the Jets, I mean, all the opinions that you hear on the show as far as the Jets go, that's formulated with our own eyes based on what we actually watch. But when it comes to
nobody knows.
Yeah, I'm not gonna act like I'm not gonna act like I know what Saleh is supposed to be. I trust the Niner fans coming on here telling me more than I trust anybody else. So
right, absolutely. That's why it's fun having them on.
Hey guys, I have another question. If we do go for a quarterback, everyone's talking about if we do get a quarterback, sell Sam off and blah, 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 blah. Why would we don't sell him? Why would we keep Sam, let him be the star this year? And if the QB, if the second overall QB needs to sit, let him sit and see if we could get Sam develop. If Sam can develop, we may, if the rookie doesn't develop, then we have a QB there. But
I don't think personally, I don't think that's going to happen. I think if they do take a quarterback at 2, they're going to do right by Sam and give him a fresh start somewhere else. I think that's the right thing to do also, but that's just me.
Jason, is Jason Green, is Green really your last name, or is that just like Gangrene David? Like you're just like your Jets fans, your last name is Green?
Nope, my last name's Green. So it's kind of funny because of when I was little, I played junior peewee and our team was the Jets. So it just kind of fits with how I became a Jets fan and all. So, yeah, I'm a Jets fan. Live, die, or lose.
Where are you from?
California.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Where in Cali?
Lancaster, basically near Los Angeles.
Nice.
I'm like an hour away.
Serious question. Is Urban Meyer drafting Fields?
No.
I don't think so.
There was a discussion. There could be a discussion on that.
Think about that, but I don't think that's happening.
Not happening. Dude, they're either going to take Trevor or trade the pick to somebody that will.
They ain't trading the pick.
I don't think they're trading the pick.
Well, I mean,
they have to go
I
QB.
just don't think they're going to pass.
What if they called up the Jets and said, we're going to take Trevor, but we're open to moving down because we also like Fields. What are you willing to offer us? What about that?
Probably first next year, and that's
just move down one slot. They still get Fields.
That would still cost you probably like an extra 2 first-round picks.
Maybe it wouldn't, because if they're like, you're going to take Fields anyway, go ahead and we'll call your bluff. Go ahead and take Fields. If you don't, we'll take Fields. We don't care.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Say, listen, we'll give you a second and a third.
I just don't think they would screw around like that. Whoever is their guy, they're going to take him number 1. You look stupid if you try and trade back. So,
I guess.
Right.
I mean, I guess the Browns could have had Baker at 3, right? I mean, but whatever.
Yeah. There's a good comment here. I just missed it. This thing refreshes so quick. Vinny Testaverde or Ryan Fitzpatrick? No brainer, Vinny all day. And it's such a shame that he got hurt in '99 too, because that team I thought was going to the Super Bowl.
You didn't think that team? You knew that team was going to the Super Bowl. That team went like 8-1 down the stretch with Ray Lucas, if I remember right.
Oh, we lost Jay, but thank you for calling in.
I don't know what we're doing up. This is just insane. No, this is really getting.
I'm still waiting for Tyson. I'm waiting for Tyson to wake up and join us on this live stream.
I don't know how much more I can do this. I got to be up in like 4 hours, dude.
Yeah, if you gotta go to bed, man. We can chill.
You got anyone else in the chat?
I mean, we still got 300 people in here, which is fucking insane.
No, but I mean, in the that wants to jump in.
No, nope.
All right, here's the deal. Here's what I'm going to say. I will stay up with prime time and continue in this insanity if one person, just one of you in the chat, comes into the live and does a shot with me. Just one. It just takes one hero. Who's going to be the hero?
You're not going to make it work if that happens.
One hero. I want one hero to do a shot, do one more shot with me. If one hero comes, I will stay. You have till
Adam Gase got shot. He could outsmoke you.
Adam Gase probably can't outsmoke me with those eyes.
Wait, Jason, we're talking about Urban Meyer over Saleh. I don't want anything to do with Urban Meyer.
Yeah, no. Urban Meyer seems like a real pain in the ass, to be honest.
Jason said he'll join.
Come on in.
Jason Hayes the fuck out.
I'm not even that hazed. I'm just tired.
Jordan Victor said he'll take a shot.
Come take a shot. I want a group shot. Everybody who wants to do a shot, get in here. 4 o'clock, we're doing a shot.
Clancy,
It'll be a group shot for everybody that wants in. Kev, I think you can bring about 9 people in at once.
Do a toast to Saleh before we head off.
You're only burning. You could burn one. Just blow the. Don't show it. Just.
Well, my third blunt.
Yeah. Ask Primetime how many blunts we smoked in our NYSF magazine.
Those late nights were fun though, planning that mag and shit.
I wish I could turn my computer around and show the wall right here. It's a shame.
Oh, with all the magazines? Mm-hmm. I have all the copies over there.
Dude, you know what's amazing about this wall is what a jinx we were. Guys, I just want to rattle off the covers and who was on it. I'm gonna start from
Hold
scratch.
on. I'll show them. Hold on. I'll show them.
Dude, we even put the XFL out of business with our jinx. It's crazy. Guys, Kev, do you realize we single-handedly were responsible by putting the XFL on the cover of putting that league out of business?
All right, so let's see what we got here. I only have a few of them right here. I don't have all of them, but
dude, Le'Veon, freaking poor Odell was on a cover.
Jordan
we had
Jenkins.
Saquon, Quincy, Malden, Darnold, Robbie Anderson, Jamal was on like 6 covers. They're all gone. Every one of them.
Here was the ultimate jinx. XFL, we put them fucking out of business.
I just said that. That's what I was just saying to you.
I
We
do
put them out of business.
Yeah,
dude, we put
the intro one with Jamal.
Do you realize that our first issue had Kirk Cousins on the cover asking if he was QB1?
This was my favorite.
Yeah, well, I took that picture.
That was my
I took
favorite.
that picture with this. That was dope. That's part of why I want Darnold to work out. Was I was in that first selfie that he took with all the fans. It was dope.
Jason,
going back to Dallas actually in 2 weeks. Do we have people in the waiting room? I want to do a shot with you idiots.
Nah, nobody's in the waiting room.
There's not a hero in the mix, huh? You guys are going to shut this thing down because there's not one hero that'll do a 4 a.m. shot with me? Oh, hold on, Kev.
Yeah.
I think we really probably have to stay on until 4:20.
Can do that. I can.
I think at 4:20 is going to be my send-off.
That's fine. All right, so we'll go another 23 minutes.
Who said they would do a shot with me and then wussed out?
A lot of people said they were going to do shots.
That's a damn shame.
This has been one of the best shows. I found it great, entertaining. Appreciate you joining us, man. Thank you.
You might have to put the link back out there, Kev.
I did like 2 minutes ago. I'll do it again.
Let's see if I can.
You guys really gonna make me stay? I mean, I'm not going to bed at this point. So if you want me to stay on, I'll stay on. Wait for Tyson to wake up.
Just shutting Jay down. Who's shutting me down?
I don't know. It's always 420. Can I drink a beer?
You can. Oh, it's Jennifer. It's Jennifer's back.
She doesn't have liquor.
She already adopted the new coach's last name.
Tyson is usually up around 5, so I don't know if he'll be ready to join us, but we'll see. Stay till 420 for the people.
Out of your freaking minds.
Looks like we have to stay till 420.
Stay till 420 for the people. Listen, it's gonna get to be 420 quick in a second. Well, I gotta go get some more supplies. Jordan,
yo, what up, guys?
Jordan, I'll be right back. Hold on, I'll be right back with you.
You getting a drink? Getting a shot? So yeah, Jordan, what are your thoughts on Saleh getting hired?
All right, let me turn off the other one. Yeah, no, I'm excited. He seems like a good coach. I mean, between him and Dable, those were kind of like the top 2 realistic guys. I mean, there's better candidates out there, but none of them were really realistic after we lost the first pick, which is kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, I think we all had our hopes up on guys like Campbell or maybe Bill Cowher, hopes like that. But I mean, as far as who's actually realistic, I mean, I can't complain with Saleh at all.
Yes, Saleh, Dable, 1-2. All right, I'll take a quick shot with you.
Let's go.
Got
Hold
this
on.
bad boy.
I'm gonna do something a little drastic here. Just give me a second to get it set up. We're doing Jack again. Or I'm doing Jack.
Yeah, I got you with some Jack.
You guys are nuts.
Hold on. I'm gonna do an old-fashioned 420 style. I'm gonna do a little duck and blow or whatever the fuck it was called before.
You weren't supposed to call it that again. Romeo's been drinking since the Ranger game started. Hope you don't got work tomorrow.
Oh, very nice.
Cheers. Cheers to the people. Jack Daniels does not taste good at 4 a.m.
And that was my last sip, and I will be switching to coffee now to get ready for work.
So one quick question before I go.
Yeah.
So this is a defensive guy we're getting, and Mike LaFleur, he's offensive. How do you think these guys are going to be good at developing a quarterback? Because regardless of who we go with, Sam's going to have to get developed, or we're going to have to go with either Fields or Wilson. So we need someone to develop the next quarterback. Do you think this next coaching team will be able to do it?
I have confidence that they will. I mean, just the fact that LaFleur's been under Shanahan for a while, I mean, there's not much better of a mentor that you could really ask for. I mean, we watched Kyle Shanahan work his offense on us this year with, a whole bunch of backups in there. So that gives me plenty of confidence that not just, Saleh coming here as that CEO type who's going to oversee everything, but bringing LaFleur over, I think it's going to work out. I actually do.
I mean, we're due, right? We're due for a It's just only been 50 years, right? We're eventually going to hit one. You have to figure eventually it'll happen.
All right.
Why not now? If not now, maybe the next one. Right? Fuck it. We'll still be here.
Enjoy the stream. Primetime, you and Tyson, always doing good stuff. So
Jordan,
I'll be off. Have a good night.
You legend. You came in here and saved this. You saved the night.
Well done, Jordan.
You see what Jordan did? Jordan saved the night.
He did.
None of you, all of you should be ashamed of yourselves. I asked for a hero, and y'all waited for Jordan to step up. Nobody else took one for the team.
Second blowing ducks reference.
Blowing ducks. I didn't say I was blowing ducks. I said I would duck and blow. But I guess
I'll replace Tyson and will replace who? What? I don't know what that means.
I'll replace Tyson and something will replace Tyrone.
Oh, probably Jay.
Jay? Oh, so it'd be me and you hosting the show. Listen, I these guys are the professionals. I'm just the fill-in clown. I'm the pinch hitter.
Yeah, if you want to follow on TikTok, it's at Talk Jets Radio. I haven't updated it in a few weeks because we've been doing all these streams and I've been trying to keep up with Instagram and everything. I need a personal assistant.
TikTok is where it's at.
Yep.
Sometimes it's more fun to watch TikTok than create on it.
That's why I try not to log on because you log on and they don't let me log off without like watching 10 videos. I'm like, shit.
10,000.
I try to cap it at like 10, but would hopefully like to see a quarterback coach to go along with LaFleur. I completely agree.
We've been on so long, like these earphones are starting to like hurt my ears. It's been like 4 hours and 15 minutes. There's something wrong with us.
Does Jason have a weight in his hat to keep covering his eyes?
It's called, it's what happens. Sometimes you got to cover the eyes just for the people.
It's 4 a.m. You got work at 9. I got to leave for work at about 7.
I have 2 cats. They're probably like, what in the hell is going on here?
LaFleur was the passing game coordinator for the Niners and is a little brother of Matt LaFleur. He should be able to develop any quarterback we decide with. I completely agree with that. You wonder if he's going to have a lot of say in that decision, though, or if it's going to be more like Saleh and Joe Douglas. It's Friday.
You ain't got no job, and you ain't
got shit to do. Unfortunately, I do have a job, and I do
have jobs. Go back to the old magazine days when you didn't have a job. Ryan, listen. You supplied me with alcohol for months. You don't have to apologize. I still have some of those beers left. Amazingly,
I still have some too. Yeah.
Shout out Ryan. You know what? I have all kinds of stuff from Ryan here. I got signs and beer taps and all kinds of stuff.
Will we get a defensive coach who just throws the challenge flag while Saleh calls the plays? Hopefully not.
No.
Tyson's definitely missing out.
This is a shame.
Yep.
This is Tyson's. 20 years from now, when we look back on it, Tyson will be like, right, Tyson, remember the night? Like, there's the night that in Dallas where Primetime shotgunned a beer from the wrong side of the can and like all kinds of like crazy shit. Like there's the shotgun you did in Buffalo that exploded all over your face. There's moments in history. There's definitely moments in history. But on that list will forever be Tyson sleeping through the Saleh Jets turnaround.
Yeah, especially if the Jets actually go on to like do something with this.
They're going to go to the Super Bowl. This is exactly what we need.
Yep.
Tyson's soul. Actually, we're happy right now. Tyson's not sleeping. His soul is re-entering his body right now from Buffalo. It flew in from Buffalo all these years later. Kembrell Tompkins delivered it in a box.
You guys are the best Jets podcast. Appreciate that. Thank you for joining us. I just went back in person yesterday. First day back in person after doing 2 weeks of virtual. So
damn, I didn't realize that. So you have to actually go in tomorrow.
I do. Which sucks because when we do virtual, I could just wake up at like 8:15, turn my computer on, I'm ready to teach. But now it's now I'm waking up at like 6:30 and so missed those extra like hour and a half. Shanahan's one of the best offensive minds in the NFL for real though. If LaFleur was paying attention at all, should have rubbed off. Completely agree. Give these two some likes. Appreciate it. Better make the playoffs after this. I don't know about this year, but hopefully you see some signs this year that it's heading in the right direction at least.
He has Knicks in his name. My man is suffers the same handicap that we do in life, man. Just constant sports sadness. All we want to do is make a playoffs. Like God forbid. You look at back like when in like the 90s, the Knicks were a perennial contender. The Jets were almost regularly making the playoffs. The Mets were in the Super Bowl in 2000. The World Series in 2000. We just haven't had any happiness for so long. Mets do. Mets gave it.
What's up, Derek? How you feeling?
Nah, man. I'm pretty good. A little hella tired. I know your boy said he was gonna jump off. Someone take the shot, so I had to hop in real quick.
Oh,
yeah, you gotta do another one. He's gotta do another one.
No.
And
you're not gonna let my man Derek down. You gotta do another one. He's here for you.
Oh, you
151.
Set me up. Yo, fuck prime time. He set me up for this one. He knew it was coming.
I think Vinny wants to do a shot too.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
151 rum. I'm just going straight to the head.
There you go.
I hate you, Prime.
Jason, you gotta do another one too.
Yep.
No exceptions. If you're in the chat, you gotta take a shot.
All right, I see what's gonna go on here. Is this everybody?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here's what we do, boys. I believe we have to do our first Saleh Jets chant. I'm gonna kick it off.
All right.
Oh, J-E-T-T-S.
Jets.
That was fucking awful. That's a bad omen for the Saleh era.
Love my shot glass though.
I'm shutting the shots down, man. I'm shutting the shots down. That's it. If somebody else comes in here and tell me they're here to save the day, no, you're here to ruin my day. And I'm not doing any more shots. I'm done. But
what time do you gotta be at work?
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I have to be up. Well, I'm not going to wake up. I'm not taking a walk on the beach tomorrow morning. I promise you that.
Just tell Gary V you hanging out with Jets fans. He'll be all right.
Yeah, it's true. It's a valid point. He'll understand. He may not. He may be awake right now, also celebrating.
Unbelievable.
He's fired up.
All right, we got about 12 more minutes. Any other comments, questions? Fire them away.
Squad.
Yo, Prime Zone.
Yo, what's up?
Like, if you go back like the last 4 drafts and you put them in order, I still think Lawrence would go first. But do you think who would go number 2?
Ooh, that's a good question. You could probably throw Burrow in there, although with the injury now, I'm not really sure. I mean, Herbert's been lighting it up. Josh Allen probably goes number 2, actually. Yeah, it would probably be.
Didn't Josh Allen go number 4 or 3?
As far as quarter, he was the number 7 overall
like
pick.
If you take like the last 4, if you take like the last 4 NFL drafts, put them all in like one bunch. I think Lawrence will still go first.
Was Mahomes 4 years ago?
Yeah.
So then, it would be Mahomes and then probably Allen or Watson.
Lamar Jackson.
I'd say Mahomes, Lawrence, Allen, Watson.
Jeez, it's been just a loaded class. Like,
and then I don't know who I'd put 5. Probably Lamar.
And then how would you rate them out of their rookie seasons?
Herbert had a big rookie season, man. Herbert was good.
Herbert had a nice year. Burrow was looking good until he got hurt. Allen didn't look good at all his rookie year, but then they finally, put it around him.
Watson was a beast his rookie year.
So
was Mahomes. Mahomes was a monster's rookie year.
I'm thinking like out of all their rookie
or his
years,
second year.
Sam had a great rookie year. I think he looked better than Baker. I think he looked better than Allen. I think he was up there with Lamar in his rookie year. I think Gabe's ruined him. I don't think we should give up on him. I think with a new coach, I think he could be good.
Yeah, he really did look like he was going to be something special against, that season where he went toe-to-toe with Aaron Rodgers his rookie year, those couple games towards the end of the season, he went toe-to-toe with Deshaun Watson. He went toe-to-toe with, that he played some good games that year. I mean, he really did. Even his first game, he had that horrible pick on the first pass, but then he tore it up. And he really thought he had something there. That was his first game as a pro. He hasn't looked like that really since.
But with that new offensive coordinator we have, they're going to bring back the West Coast offense.
Yep.
They're going to be moving the pocket around. I think it's going to be a good year for us if we keep Sam.
I wonder where Darnold would be on that list if he was in a better environment. I mean, obviously he's not going to be anywhere near the top 5 right now based on actual production, but you wonder if he was drafted by Buffalo or somebody good and he had talent around him or a good coach, where he'd be.
I'm just laughing because every time you say something like that, I think if Tyson was on the show right now, he'd be tearing your ass up. He'd be tearing you up.
Exactly why I'm getting it in now.
Prime Time is in his safe space tonight, man. Nobody's giving him any shit. He's loving it. He's running the fucking comments. He's talking Sam Darnold shit without worrying about any ramifications. It's great.
Tyson's gonna delete this shit when he wakes up.
Oh, he's gonna see this and be like, "What the hell happened?"
That's why I want to take that shot to keep you guys up till he gets on.
Yep.
Good luck.
Prime Time. You know what's funny?
What's that?
What's been funny is that I've been blocked by other Jets fans because of my opinion on Donald. I want to keep him. It's been funny listening to these people on Twitter. It's funny.
Twitter's a crazy place, man. Like I don't get into the Twitter battles anymore with people because like it just gets too toxic for me. Like I understand both sides of it. If you want to draft a quarterback, you want to keep Sam. Like I don't take this shit too seriously, especially with everything going on in the world today. Like there's much more like serious shit that people could talk about or be getting angry about other than like Jets football. At the end of the day, like we're all fans. We want to see the team win. We have different, perspectives as far as how to get there. So I don't know, the people that just like take it too seriously and block each other and like talk shit. I'm not about that anymore. But
yeah, that's me. I do that because you know what? Like I only really do it with people that come at me, but I shouldn't do that. I mean, you have a valid point, but like the thing is, I don't take
I used to
seriously. It's just like sometimes people come with some really dumb takes, and you gotta be like, dude, this is dumb.
But exactly, like when it's that dumb, it's just easier for me now to just say, all right, I'm just not even going to answer it or deal with it. I mean,
But I've had some dumb takes too, so it just gets heated, I think, in the moment, and then afterwards you just laugh about it.
Yeah.
Unless somebody calls in your talk show and you don't put them on.
Wait, hey, guys, I actually got a question.
Yeah, what's up?
Since the Saints are in crunch, the cap penalty is bad, horrible. What would it take to get Mike Thomas? Mike Thomas here.
Now you're talking. You're talking my language. I've been talking about
a whole lot of chatter.
You're talking. They might be willing to dump him. They really might. Like they may be willing to dump him for like a third. They could be like a Brandon Marshall type situation where you get like a third or a fourth round pick for him because his contract is big time. And if you lose Drew Brees and you need to free up some cap space, because if Brees retires, then what are you? If you're the Saints, you really need to go roll out with Michael Thomas next year. They may be looking to move him and get rid of that. Free up some space. So
even that second pick, even the second round pick. I mean, I know it's almost essentially a late first rounder, but for a guy like Thomas who's caught 140 balls, I mean,
you get Michael Thomas, sign Allen Robinson and Denzel Mims, and let's just fucking start playing tomorrow.
Yeah, you're set. You're set.
Let's start playing tomorrow.
Yep. The only thing though is again, like you could still sign Allen Robinson, you could still draft a receiver, and again, this is another year where it's a loaded class of wideouts. I'd like to have some young cheap talent here.
Well, Denzel Mims is young and cheap.
We still don't know what Mims is. Though. I like Mims. I wanted to see a little bit more.
I know what Mims is. He's fucking Jerry Rice before Jerry.
Could you have his one-of-one autographed rookie card? You want him to be Jerry Rice. That's why.
Still right on my fucking parade tonight, Prime. It's fucking 4:10 in the morning, 4:15 in the morning. We're 5 minutes away from hitting the 4:20 mark. Yep. Who would have known when you texted me that you wanted to go live at 12:30 that we would be still awake at 4:30?
I thought we were just gonna do like a half hour, real quick, get some comments, but here we are.
Hey, I was waiting for you guys anyways. I saw so many people putting their videos about the hires. Like, where are you guys at?
I was literally sleeping for about 25 minutes, and then my phone just kept vibrating. Jay was texting me, my dad was texting me, and once I woke up, I wasn't going back to bed. So
I couldn't believe I didn't hear from you. I was like, I literally was like worried about you guys. Legitimately, it's the first. I was like picturing like what could they possibly be doing right now? Like I saw you weren't live. There were no tweets up. There was nothing on your Instagram. I was like, could both of them have been in some sort of horrible accident? That's the only explanation. Because otherwise they would be talking about this right now. Yeah, I didn't return. Neither of you returned my texts, and then finally I got a text back from you. You're like, "Yo," I was like, "What? Were you sleeping?" Crazy.
I had just went to bed. So
imagine being asleep at 10:30, but being up at 4:30 broadcasting live. What the fuck is going on here?
Jalen Waddle.
Did you guys see on?
Yeah, what's up?
Did you guys see on First Things First? Brandon Marshall said if somehow we got Sean Watson, he would come back to the Jets.
Yeah, I don't think the Jets will want him, but
yeah, he didn't exactly leave on the greatest of terms last time, and he's been out of the league for what now, like 2 years, 3 years. So
yeah, but you know what? Like I don't have any. I don't have any ill will towards Brandon Marshall though.
No, I don't either.
Not that I want him back. I'm just saying, like, he was a good Jet. I mean, he fucking had one of the best seasons ever. Probably the best season ever for a Jets wide receiver.
Him and Decker, they were
beat by Nick Wright.
Beast. They were beasts. I mean, he wanted to win here, man. Brandon Marshall, what a shame what happened. They went to the Giants. Oh, God. But that whole thing fell apart.
It was just a 1 week game. The Bills game.
Oh God!
Still no word from Tyson yet. Crazy.
Prime, did you ever make any? I'm not gonna say you're surprised, but did you ever make any progress with your surprise related to the Bills thing?
No, we already talked about it on air. So he did not accept the request.
Oh, he didn't.
No. No surprise. So yeah, for those that I guess didn't hear when we announced it, for Tyson's Christmas/birthday gift, I reached out to Kenbrell Tompkins on Cameo to just give a little shout out, to just kind of lift Tyson's spirits. We were there in Buffalo week 17 back in 2015 when he dropped that pass at the end, just to kind of joke around about it and lift Tyson's spirits. And he
apologized to him for dropping that pass in front of him and ruining his life.
And he did not answer the request. So.
Poor Kenbrell.
Yeah. Jay, you're a lightweight?
How am I a lightweight? I'm the only one doing shots with everybody.
2 minutes, almost 420.
Oh, wow.
I celebrate 420 the right way.
Do you guys think we're gonna heal the head coach tomorrow? Oh no.
I doubt they're going to do it tomorrow. I would think that but maybe. And nowadays, it's not like they have to set up some kind of like, they just got to set up a Zoom, right?
Yeah.
Pretty easy.
Can't go wrong taking Sewell at 2.
I agree because he's an absolute monster, and I love drafting offensive linemen, but I don't know. Moving. You drafted him to be a left tackle, right? So then you're moving Mekhi, but it's pretty amazing. Having those two guys playing tackle for the next 10 years would be pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It all starts in the trenches.
Yep.
You guys can go from worst to playoff berth if you have a GM knowing what he's doing.
Mike McCagnon literally did that. It wasn't sustainable, but he went from worst to a playoff berth. They just didn't make the playoffs because we have teams nowadays going fucking 6-10 and winning their division, but we can't go 7-9, but we can't go 10-6 and make the playoffs that year. Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did the quick
turnaround.
Yeah, he did the quick turnaround, but the problem was it was with a lot of veterans and you couldn't sustain it.
Right, but besides the point, I'm just saying that quick turnarounds are possible.
Yeah.
Not that we want to do it that way, but
Bateman, Minnesota, Marshall, LSU are 2 wide receivers when we go for in second or late first. Bateman is the best route runner in the wide receiver class. Marshall has been great with the new quarterback as the only option. A lot of receivers in this draft class too, so I'd totally be on board. Sign one, draft another.
You know what?
I just hope Douglas. Go ahead,
Vinny. Where are you sitting at, man? Why is your camera so dark?
I know. I feel I'm like your boy Tyrone. I'm driving. I got the big rigs.
There you go.
I'm on the
There you go.
headset.
On the
But
road.
I got a philosophy. I'm out here in Arizona, so I get to look at the 49ers real close, like twice a year for the past 10 years. But I'm from Long Island, Hempstead. So what I think they're going to end up doing, I could see them drafting Sewell, and I'll tell you why. They love run packages. So if you run behind Mekhi on one side and then Sewell on the other side, and they love moving the pocket and play action, I just have a real hunch they're going to go after Sewell from Oregon. What do you think about that?
I think that Jennifer Saleh doesn't look exactly like I thought you would.
What up?
What's up, man? Bengal fan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Cincy.
All right.
Vinny, where in Arizona are you from?
I'm in Phoenix.
What'd you say?
Do you watch the games with the Phoenix Jets fans?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Nice. Oh, no, I'm talking to Vinny. Vinny, so were you at the Monday Night Football game when we were out there?
I was with me and my daughter. Yep.
Dude, we set up we set up the biggest pregame tailgate with the Tucson Jets fans outside of the stadium. That shit was crazy. I have videos of
we
prime
got
time
embarrassed.
dancing and
I'll
shit
tell
on the
you that.
bus.
We got embarrassed, but
we got the shit kicked out of us.
I had a lot of fun.
I gotta say, I gotta give props to Vinny driving on the road, still, chiming in here. Like, if he could do it, we might have to replace Tyrone. I mean, he's always on the road, but he sometimes doesn't join us. So.
I'll tell you what, part time I'll be cheaper. You don't have to worry about cutting those checks, boy.
There you go. There we go.
It's 421. We made it, boys and girls. We made it. We made it to 420. I'm proud of everybody. Everyone stepped up and took a shot.
Well done, guys.
Jennifer Saleh, let me ask you a question. So you were what? You were married to Gase, and you can't respect a man who is so terrible at his job, so you left him for his replacement? Is that what happened?
Yeah. I didn't want to leave New York.
That's fair. It's a fair take. So now, how long did it take before you changed your last name from Gase to Saleh?
Overnight, apparently.
I did it today.
Okay.
I did it today when I heard the news break. Well, actually, me and Robert, we've been texting for a few months.
Is that tampering? I feel like that's tampering.
A little bit.
It's tampering. Fantastic. Oh, wait. Robert Saleh is here. Your husband is in the chat.
This is unbelievable. Tyson's going to be like, what the fuck happened?
I've been talking since week 2.
Oh, my God. All right. Well, appreciate you guys joining us. If Tyson wakes up in the next half hour, we might hop back on and do something. But I'm gonna start getting ready for the day.
You got a super chat. You better bring up.
Yeah, I just saw that.
You can't go ahead. You can't leave
Oh,
somebody.
I gotta make it at 4:20 Central Time. What's that? Another hour?
Jeez.
I don't think I can do another hour.
I don't think I can. I gotta go to sleep. I gotta get at least 3 hours of sleep tonight.
Yep.
Got a big day tomorrow too.
But yeah, if Tyson wakes up, we'll probably hop back on maybe real quick, do something, get his thoughts. But thank you again for everybody that joined us tonight, and have a good night. And welcome Robert Saleh to New York.
And Jennifer.
All right.
Have a good night, guys.
JETS,
JETS, baby. Let's go.